Hello everybody, I'm Garm and this is Midgardia RPG's Halloween Marathon. Today we are raising money, not for our normal bevy of charitable causes, but so that our DMs can, continue eating food and having lights and a roof over their heads, which are a requirement to various charitable causes. We'll be running for about 12 hours today, and first up we've got Rhapsody of Blood, run by the lovely Pi. Oh, and before Pi does her intro, I would just like to thank Roll20, our sponsors. Roll20 is the virtual tabletop that we use for pretty much everything. It has a bevy of wonderful features like dynamic lighting, a character compendium that makes character creation really easy, and its own marketplace and all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, thank you, Roll20. Pi, would you like to tell us about our first game?
Sure. And I feel kind of bad because you thanked Roll20 for Compendium, but it also allows you to do custom sheets like what you're going to be using today, since there's some sheets for the other Legacy games that Jay has made, but not for Rhapsody that I know of. Not that I can change that now. But anyway, we're going to be playing Rhapsody of Blood, which is, I believe Jay called a love letter to Castlevania, was it?
Correct.
And you are some explorers, and this looming building has been out in the distance for as long as anybody can remember. Local kids dare each other to go see as far as they can go into the forest, poke the door, and run away. It's frowned upon to do that because most of them don't come back, and the ones that do don't come back the same. It'll be great. I've given our characters or our players today some pre-gens, and some of it needs to be expanded upon, and we're going to do that on stream here. But before we get into that, why don't we have Jesus introduce themselves? And if you want to give what you know about your character, you can do that as well.
All right, I'm Jesus. I'm here to play Rhapsody. My character is the Tainted One. So they have been affected by the dark powers of the castle, and that's pretty much all I know right now. So pretty excited to find out what's going on.
Garm, what did you pick?
I will be playing the Mastermind. I'm here because I hear that there's treasure I can steal.
There are many treasures. There are probably some otherworldly treasures, but most notably, some valuables from the local towns have also gone missing. Some of it's just things like the town elder's lucky moonshine jar, and some of it is more to the effect of the general store's entire coffers. So, depending on what you find, you could bring that back. You could be a hero, or you could just resell it, and maybe they won't like you as much, but it'll be fine. So, on your sheets, you have already the stats for iron, glass, sulfur, mercury, and let's see here. Do you want me to give you guys a rundown on anything? Or do you want me to jump into what you need to pick out to do your characters?
We'll figure it out as we go.
Okay. Alright. Garm, I guess we'll start with you. Mostly because I'm already on your page.
Just one sec.
Alright. Yep.
Sorry.
That's alright.
Alright, so what do I need to do? Dungeon, game, master, Rhapsody, whatever you are? Rapstition?
So, Rhapsody Blood is built upon Legacy, which is itself built upon powered by the apocalypse, and I know they have a term for it, and I don't remember what it is. But first thing you need to do is choose your weapon. You have, if you open your little abilities on the right, you can either get a sharp dagger or you can get a crossbow. And both of those have a perk and a flaw to them because they're your basic weapons.
Alright, yeah, so my sharp dagger has piercing and close, and my crossbow has range and reload. I think I'm gonna go with the sharp dagger.
All right. So piercing and close means that you can penetrate armor and thick hides, and close means that you need to be within arm's reach of an enemy to use it.
Alright. Dangerous but effective. Well, dangerous both to me and to them, I suppose.
Well, no, dangerous to both you and to them would mean if you rolled a 6 on the attack, you also take a harm. That would be painful, and you probably don't want to pick one of those.
That's true.
Alrighty. So, let's see here. Now, normally here, one of the other founders helped you find a wondrous treasure, which I don't know how to tell you this, but it's going to be Jesus.
Whoa, huh?
But I would like to know, what is it that they helped you find?
Actually, they say that what they helped me find, I just get to decide that they helped me find something.
Ah, right, I can read. Jesus, you helped Garm's character find something very valuable and wonderful. What was it?
I helped Garm's character find the hide of a long uh, thought to be extinct animal or mythical animal.
Excellent. This won't go poorly for any of you at all.
And then I get, yes.
How is this going to end poorly for you?
Well, I'm supposed to say how it's liable to taint its owner, so I'm gonna say it's the hide of some kind of magical animal. It's got like horrible eldritch energies in it, and as far as I understand in this world, that's not a good thing. It's kind of the opposite. Um, so it may lead to, horrific mastery of blood magic / exploding all of my own blood out of my spleen at some point in my life.
Okay. That'll go great for you. Do you have any idea what you want to name your character?
Not offhand, although it does provide me a handy list of possible names. So I guess I'm gonna be not the Celtic one, because I can't pronounce that. I'm gonna be Sigismund.
So you took the next most impossible to pronounce. Okay. And what do you look like, Sigismund?
I look young and ambitious.
Well, that might be the only ones foolish enough to go towards the castle, so that's fair. Before I move on to the rest of your character, let's go over the same basics with Jesus. Jesus, you were playing the Tainted. Let's see here. What kind of weapon do you want?
Well, we already have a piercing weapon, so I think I'm gonna go claws, which gives me a tether and close.
All right. Close, as we said, was you need to be within arm's reach, quite literally in your case. Tether means that after you hit, you can easily hold on to the enemy or keep pace with them.
Excellent.
Let's see here. And one of the other founders, that would be Garm's character, is helping you keep control on yourself and keeping the curse under wraps. So how do they help you?
During their discoveries of going around collecting treasures, they found a antidote that kind of keeps me sane for a while.
Okay. And Sigismund, if you don't find more antidotes, what's liable to happen?
Oh, terrible things. The corruption will spread. The claws will become more claw-like. Eventually, the entire body will be covered in razors and might turn into some sort of horrible demon gorilla. It's purely theoretical at this point, but
Of
demon
course.
gorilla seems likely.
Huh, that's
Imagine a gorilla with all the teeth of a shark, and you have what I fear will happen. But also claws.
So,
uh,
something like the ocean's primal wrath, I see.
Indeed.
Interesting.
Spoken of in the deep lore.
this is incredibly funny to me, not only because it is a callback, but for anyone that was around for my brainstorming, that that's gonna that's gonna be fun.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
Jesus, do you have a name for your character or what they go by?
I did not plan one, but it also comes with a handy dandy list of names for me, and I think I'm gonna go with Amelia.
All right, Amelia, you obviously have claws. What do you look like? Do you try and hide the fact that you have claws, or do you just roll with it?
I look like basically this undead creature in like a massive hoodie that's trying to hide the fact that I look like I died like 5 years ago.
That's fair. Maybe the locals will just think that you avoid bathing. It'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll work out. I have no doubts of that this will go great.
So, I should probably give you guys some setting, but we'll get there in a moment. Jesus, now that we're on your character, let's let's finish making your probably slightly more than half damned. So stats, you get to pick one of the three. I was gonna say overlays, but that's not the right word. Arrays. There we go. One of the three arrays in the handout there. And let me give you a rundown for what the stats do. All right. No, not weapon traits. That's not going to be helpful at this moment. So chalices is your ability to rest, heal, recuperate, that sort of thing, help others. Swords is going to be your ability to make forward progress. Um, kind of the aggressive stat, if you will. Coins is how much you can influence the locals or other mortals to give you what you want or what you need. And wands is going to be how good you are at pushing back against the otherworldliness that is the castle and its regent.
All right, I think I'm gonna go with the first option. I'm gonna take chalices 0, swords 1, coins -1, and wands 1.
All right. And this system is based on rolling 2d6 and then adding or subtracting whatever your stats are, just like Powered by the Apocalypse. So let's see here. Here's what obvious size. Yes, you do have obvious size of damnation. Let's see here. Style or game. Um, you should be able to edit your sheet with whatever you end up choosing. And let's see here. Now, normally, if you have a larger party, this would be where one bloodline hunted you as a monster before you forged a treaty. But I'm going to give you that more of an opportunity as not necessarily Sigismund themselves, possibly one of their cohorts. Otherwise, just in general, how did you come to terms with the locals and how did they allow you to exist, basically?
I'm basically confined to the local graveyard. I'm not allowed to leave.
Okay.
So I only sneak out during the night.
So they said, okay, you're human looking enough that we don't want to just put you down, but you're scaring everybody else. You stay over where you are. We won't harm you, and then you don't come closer kind of deal.
Exactly. It's a I won't kill them, they won't kill me sort of deal.
Yeah, totally. All right. Let's see here. For bloodline moves, which are on the right, are special things that only you can do. And I'll have you read through those and then pick two if you haven't already. And giving you time to do that, gonna flip over to Garm's character, Sigismund. If I can remember if I'm supposed to scroll up or down. I picked incorrectly. All right. Garm,
Hello.
do you remember these stats? The chalices, swords, coins, and wands.
Yes, I've also got the handout telling what they do on stream.
Excellent. Garm, would you like to make your hidden hand and tell us what you're good at?
Absolutely. I'm going to pick option 2 for mine, which is chalices -1, swords 1, coins 1, wands 0. For if I act as a mercenary group, guiding the world's conflicts in a direction that benefits me. I have been watching far too much of Jormungand lately, so apparently the arms dealer thing just kind of speaks to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
all right.
And for traditions, I'm gonna go with state-of-the-art arms and armor.
Okay, so you're looking the part of a mercenary, if nothing else.
Yeah. Like my armor is, well forged, well put together, obviously fitted to me, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, okay.
For lore, I have a private institution of scholars probing the boundaries of knowledge. And the name of the hidden hand is named for the some kind of mythical creature. I'm gonna call us the heirs of the Wyvern.
All right. After this, they may rename you. We'll find out. So, you've not kept everything to yourself. You want to buy your friends, right? Or at least some of them.
Yeah.
There's been some treasure in your past that you split with either Amelia here or locals or some of your contacts. Why did you why did you split it with them? Why didn't you just keep it all for yourself?
Well, sometimes there are things more valuable than gold, and don't get me wrong, those things are rare indeed. But a valuable ally or an important piece of knowledge can be worth a sizable sum. And I think having Amelia around is worth whatever gold it takes to make sure that they're fed, and also the villagers don't just kill them. The amicable relations between Amelia and the rest of the town may in fact be the result of me throwing sizable amounts of money at the mayor.
That's entirely possible.
Not that I would ever admit to that.
Oh, of course not. No, no, that's perhaps the mayor is simply good at finding treasures left behind of explorers that have gone a little too far to the forest, right?
And conveniently at the same time, they needed a gravedigger, so just a
And
just a coincidence.
yeah, just found someone with claws that can dig really well. It'll be great. Great. You have bloodline moves on your right of things that only you can do, and you can choose two of them. Uh, I will allow you so graciously to read those over. Jesus, have you looked at what you would like to be able to do?
Yes, I'm going to be taking more than human.
Okay.
Uh, it gives me a few options. I'm going to be taking resistance to harm. I'm covered in thick skin.
Okay.
Outside of that, I do have a question about Dark Legacy.
Okay.
It says I start with a blood move, but I cannot find what blood moves are.
Let's see here. You know, if I were smart, I would have opened 2 copies of this. Dun, dun, dun. All right, if you scroll almost all the way to the bottom, I believe it is page 15 or 16. It's the page with bloodline moves and generation moves. On the right there, under Spoils of Victory, are things that are unlocked by your blood value. I believe that's what they're referring to. Garm, I know you've also had this document. Let me know if that is incorrect.
My apologies, Rhapsodizer. What are we talking about?
Did you just... or think? Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Okay. So, I believe that comes in more in play with what happens in future generations. So the way this system works is, right now you are making founders of a bloodline, and every time you die or move to another generation, you move to basically the handouts that are next after all of the founders. So starting with the bonded, then the slayer, etc. On those pages, there are blood gifts on the right middle side, which is basically how you can use the connection to the otherworldliness or the castle to your benefit.
All right, I think I found it. I'm gonna be taking the Bonded's Half Dead, and that will give me 1 armor against physical attacks, but I take 1 more harm from magical or spiritual attacks.
Okay. You are a very tough cookie. That's probably good.
I sure hope so.
Me too, buddy. Me too. Garm, I feel like you're not going to be as tough. But what would Sigismund be able to do, bloodline wise?
Sigismund's bloodline moves are Avarice and Experimental Weaponry. Avarice allows me to, whenever I would spend a relic, mark contamination to keep it in my bloodline stocks. And Experimental Weaponry, it's basically what it sounds like. My family builds weird, kind of pseudo-industrial, bizarre stuff. Whenever once per generation, whenever scholars bring their most recent creation to my camp, I can roll coins, and then I have a variety of things I can pick depending on my roll.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Is that something you would like to try and do before you go towards the castle, or is that something you'd like to save until later?
I think that's something we may as well just take care of now, since I'm obviously going to use it.
Alright.
Alright, just give me a
So
second.
that would be a 2d6 plus or minus whatever your value of coins is.
So that is a 7. On a 7 to 9, I get to pick one of the options. I would like to pick, it has 3 perks and a flaw, because that sounds like fun.
That does sound like fun, and honestly is what I was hoping you were going to pick.
Oh, you know me quite well. I would like to pick... Gosh, I would like to pick... Can I pick Cleave and Ranged at the same time? I'm trying to build basically a blunderbuss.
Cleave and ranged. What would be the flaw for that if you did pick cleave and ranged?
Reload.
Reload?
So it'd be cleave, ranged, piercing, reload.
Yeah, I would give you that. Basically, one gigantic swipe, but then you have to get it back under your control and not just stuck into whatever.
Well, it's not it's a big like shotgun basically is what I'm going for.
Ah.
One shot and I have to shove a bunch of like ball bearings and forks and stuff and gunpowder back in it before I can fire
Just
again.
shoot spoons at them.
That was a real thing that people did.
I know. I still love it.
Just like whatever I can find nearby, you shove it into whatever the weapon is, light it up, and you know.
Well, that's
Try
what.
my
Hey,
best.
look, you have to do what you have to do when you run out of cannonballs too.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to regret this later or think it's hilarious, but I think it's going to be both.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So let me give you an idea of where you are in the world, why there's suddenly a castle, and all that jazz, and then we can move on to what poor decisions you would like to make. All right. So on the splash image here, this is just kind of a random one I found, but does give the nice ambiance that I want here. And that is, you are not super deep within the rainforests of South America, but there is more nature around you than there is civilization. There's enough places where people work where Sigismund you can get people to test your weapons out, make some changes, go on to the next prototype. But it is also strange enough that having Amelia walk out suddenly with claws honestly wasn't that weird. It was a little bit weird, but they're not going to lock her up and use her as a test subject. There's been rumors of a large factory that has suddenly appeared deep into the jungle. And at first it was simply maybe this is an unearthed volcano or cavern, but the ones that have been lucky enough to find it and come back have gibbered about nothing but large amounts of humming, almost a crackling like you would hear before lightning strikes. And every couple weeks you can hear howling and snarling coming from the castle. You're not really sure if this is the guards, if you don't know who's in charge. But there are enough of these rumors going around that people have found discards of the castle, I guess you would say. Things that have either fallen out of windows or when the scouts have come out, they've left these behind. And there are always people with robes going in and out of the castle area. And they've dropped gourds, glass bottles, and wherever they drop those, nothing will grow there, ever. There have also been a large number of thunderstorms and lightning storms in the area, many more than anyone should expect. Sane people stay away from the castle. Let's see here.
But we're not sane people.
Well, you are, but Amelia, you are running out of the antidote that keeps you sane. And Sigismund, you're pretty sure that the last time you found some was on the dead body of what appeared to be a humanoid in a dark cloak with some weird papers on them. This means The castle probably has some sort of way to suppress the weird and strange.
Sounds good.
That's what you're going to go into the castle for. Do you know how to get in?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then I invite you to attempt to do so.
So, what do I roll to try and find a way into this freaky castle factory place?
Let's see here. I'm going to bring up my handy dandy note. This would probably be, let's see here. Would you like to look for yourself, or do you want to be asking around to see if anyone else knows?
I want to look for myself. If other
Okay.
people figure out that I'm looking for this, they might know there's valuable stuff in there, and you know.
Then that's probably going to be a swords roll.
Alright, well, that's a +1 for me, so. That's a 12.
Hot damn. Okay. You look around, and there seems to be a vague trail leading into the forest. It's not used by many animals, maybe a few wild dogs, hunting cats in the area, that sort of thing. And it leads you deeper and deeper into the forest area where it stops being. You stop being able to see the sky. All right.
Okay.
Let's see here. You how far into this forest are you gonna go?
Until I find what looks like a viable entrance to, this horrible place.
Okay. So you can kind of see this looming structure out into the distance, so you know in general how close you are. But you start hearing a bunch of buzzing from one direction. So you can either go explore around, there's the buzzing, and then there's also an area which is a bit brighter than everything else.
I'm gonna go check out the buzzing.
All right. What your instincts be? Amelia, give me a mercury roll. I want to know how much are you blundering into the forest, and how much are you comfortable with sneaking around.
Oh, I'm like the opposite of stealthy, so
Well, maybe you've gotten practice, and we'll find out.
we'll see. We'll see. 6. Yeah, I'm not very good at it yet.
Okay, you're not terrible though.
Did I miss something? Do we have our, like, explorer stats now? Oh, they're on the top. I see. Yes, this is 2
Yes.
pages. I figured it out.
That's why I put them on your character sheet, Garm.
I can't actually do much to my character sheet because I can't edit it with it popped out.
Okay. Then let me quick put the thing in that you chose.
Yeah.
Alright, you put chalices -1.
I've got it all in a text document.
Yes, this is more for my benefit than yours.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can't help there.
I'm going, okay, that's nice. Garm, for your benefit, then, the contamination stat is those weird little triangle dagger things shoved into the blood circle on the first page.
Okay.
And every time you fill up those 3, your blood goes up by 1.
Basically.
So,
I like having more blood.
blood is a measure of how much the castle has sway over you. It will give you power, but at a price.
I love this game.
I do too.
So this is just Ravenloft? Awesome.
They're
A little bit.
in the sense that the like Castlevania is also Ravenloft, and this is Castlevania. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry, this is
And
heavily
also
inspired by.
this is also in the sense of nothing is going to go really, really well for you, kind of thing.
Excellent.
All right. So you're fairly stealthy for something your size, Amelia, but you definitely step on a couple twigs, run into a few branches, and you hear bells and giggles as you step towards the buzzing. They seem to fade away though, and instead there's more buzzing. These are bees. They look relatively harmless, kind of like a little bit fat. They aren't the super sleek, sting you millions of times and then chase you for miles. They look like they're just collecting pollen.
Well, I have a lot of armor. I have very thick skin, so I don't think I'd be very intimidated by these bees. I'm not quite sure they can pierce through. So I kind of look back at Sigus. Are you sure we should be heading this way?
Well, it's this way or the other way.
Fair enough. All right, well, I'll lead the way then. I don't think the bees can really trouble me.
Okay. Sixmoon, how do you feel about the bees?
They've heard tales of terrible bees from far off, distant foreign lands. These are not the size of my thumb, so they are not the horrible bees from far off Asia. It's probably fine.
You're right. They aren't terrible bees from Asia. Um, that's about as far as I'll tell you about that.
They say that the stings from those Asian bees can melt your skin.
Now I'm
Well, I
trying
have
to
a
find
lot
out.
of skin to melt, so.
Yes, one of you has a lot of skin. Now these are about the size of normal bees, maybe a little larger, but not really. All right, so you move in further. Are you going to do anything to avoid the bees, or is it more of walk through, we don't bother them, and that'll be great?
I just calmly walk past them. I have nothing to fear, so I'm hoping that they don't really try to sting me, but I mean, if they do, that's kind of their problem more than it is mine.
Okay. As you nonchalantly walk through this area, you aren't really paying attention to your feet, and you're kicking up a whole lot of flowers. They don't seem to enjoy this. There are a few that land on your face and just generally get in the way of your eyes, and they try and bite you, but they don't seem to be able to get much purchase. You can feel them, but it doesn't do anything to you aside from annoy you.
I'm gonna try to wave them off my face because no matter how thick my skin may be, my eyes are not, and I don't want them going to my nose or anything.
That's a horrific thought. All right. Are you trying to hurt them or just shoot them?
I'm just trying to get them off. I've heard horrible tales of this castle, and I don't want to end up being dead and a living beehive.
That would have been a great idea. I wish I had thought of that beforehand. But, all right. So you wave them off. A few of them leave, but mostly the buzzing gets a lot angrier. Sigismund, are you doing anything as you watch this?
The way I understand it, there are three solutions to any problem in this world. In order of ideality, how ideal they are, real word, I promise.
Okay, okay.
First is to avoid the problem, to stay as far away from it as possible. Second is to bribe the problem, to throw money at it until it stops being a problem. Third, and least ideal, is violence. Bribery and violence will probably not work against this beehive. At the very least, bribery is almost certain not to. So I will give the beehive a wide berth and hope that Amelia doesn't die horrifically and become a living beehive. Like that guy in the Naruto.
They live in his clothing, not in him.
Oh, really? I thought they lived in him.
No, it's in him.
No.
It's in him.
He's kind of both. Because they definitely also come out of his sleeves. Not that I've ever seen this show for 500 episodes that you're talking about. But
when they X-ray vision him, there's literally ants crawling inside his blood veins.
oh yeah, remember that. Anyway.
Yeah, he's very explicit about it when people ask him about his bloodline powers in like the Chunin exam arc. Anyway.
You guys are great.
So yes, I'm going to give the beehive a wide berth.
Okay, so there's a few that are milling about you, just trying to see if you two are connected or if it's only the one asshole. And you can hear in the distance shouting in accented, but local enough dialogue, the equivalent to common. And it's, what are you all doing here? Get out! I'll make you. Shoot. And brandishes what appears to be a small torch at you. They're not super close. It's more of they've noticed you. But they are between you and the castle.
I would like to
we come in peace.
Oh, that's like the opposite of what I was going to say. Go nuts.
Go ahead, Amelia. We come in peace.
I kind of just wave my cracking dead arms around. Like, yes, we come in peace. We are not here to harm you.
Oh boy. That this seems like such a bad idea. Why don't you give me a coins roll? See how much can you convince this denizen?
My main goal is like if they do attack, they'll attack me and not notice Sigus. But yeah.
Okay. Give me a 2d6 plus or minus whatever you've got in coins.
That didn't go very well.
Okay. That would be a 4 for listeners. And this keeper seems to squint at you and snarl. You don't fool me. I know where you live. Get back in the castle. I'll make you. And directs the bees to give you incentive. And you are now swarmed with bees.
All right. You've caught me. I will go back to my home, this castle.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're not fast enough. They're just going to start basically landing on you. And there are so many of them there that they are going to start picking you up.
I didn't plan for this. Oh no. Um, I'm gonna. I guess I have to attack them now. All right, I'm gonna like wildly swing around, trying to land back on the floor and run into the castle.
Okay, so are you looking to find under the confrontation moves? You can either take advantage of an opening, try and find a weak point, and just confront it head on. This
I feel like
podcast.
confronting it head on would not be a decent solution for this, so I'm gonna
This is
go
on
ahead
page
and
16. If you want
very
details.
well. I'm gonna try to find a weakness.
Okay, so that would be 2d6 plus glass.
All right.
Nice. All right. Let's see here. It says on a 7 to 9 pick 2 and on a 10 plus you pick 1, and I feel like those are flipped.
That sounds flipped to me. Although I
What
guess I have to check if I'm choosing bad things or not.
what page is
The
that?
16 confrontation moves of the handouts,
Oh, the hand.
because you're choosing between the foe makes you its highest priority, the opening that you find only lasts a few moments, or attempts to use the opening without basically a perk have disadvantage. I guess it's not flipped.
Yeah,
Could
no,
go either way.
that's right.
Okay. So you get to choose one.
I'll go with the opening I find lasts only a few minutes.
Okay, what kind of opening is it in this swarm of bees?
All right. So if I shift my weight to a certain direction, I can probably fall onto the ground and then try to crawl away.
Okay, so basically make it more difficult for them to grab onto you, and if you shift, then it's they need a moment to find out how best to deal with you.
Exactly. It's very helpful being a very heavy monster.
Sigismund, your quote unquote friend has been swarmed by bees who may or may not be going up their nose. What are you doing?
Wow, that sucks. I'm gonna use this distraction and try and get closer to the castle.
Our hero, everyone.
I never claimed to be a hero.
Apparently not.
What am I
All
gonna
right.
do? Shoot the bees with my shotgun?
You could. That probably wouldn't be great, but you could. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Are you going towards the keeper that had the torch that was yelling you, or are you going like
Uh,
around them?
He's directly between us, isn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards the keeper. With my, like, freaky steampunk fucking blunderbuss on full display.
Okay.
Steampunker bus.
You know, just for that, he's going to wave his torch at you, and a bunch of bees are going to land on you and bite you. They
Man,
aren't stinging you yet, but there are enough of them that you need to do something about either him or the bees.
hmm. That's a good question. Uh,
We can also flip back to Amelia if you would like to figure out how best to deal with the bees up your nose.
yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Amelia, you have bees up your nose. And
Oh
they're still
no,
trying to
the
carry you
nightmare
off to
scenario.
the castle.
They can carry me from the inside. That's horrifying. Okay, I'm just I'm gonna try to pierce through. I'm gonna try to since I found an opening, I'm gonna use that opening to escape the bee swarm for just a bit and try to just tackle and attack the groundskeeper.
Okay. Then I would say you're probably using physical force then. So give me a plus iron.
It's an 8.
Alrighty. Let's see here. If I were smart, I would open this beforehand. Okay. So you're tackling the beekeeper, right?
Yes.
Okay. On a hit, this is a little bit meta, but just so you know, Jesus, the way these things work is enemies have different qualities to them that allow them to do certain things, and you are aiming to take away all of the things that allow them to do other bits. For
Alright.
example, if you were fighting a flaming zombie, one of its qualities would be, flaming and can throw flaming body parts at you. And if you found a way to put it out, it would no longer be able to throw flaming things at you to deal damage.
Well, so
So,
far it seems to have kind of pointed, and the bees seem to be following that. So I'm gonna try to like claw his arm to make it hard for him to point, so he can't control the bees.
okay. Let's see here. You rolled a 8. Oh, goody. I get to pick a thing to do to you. So you do take
Horrifying.
out his torch, which is what he was pointing with. And let's see here. But before that happens, it basically, the torch will flip towards you and it's going to um, get caught under either your fur or armor, depending on how well you have everything tucked in. And that would deal 2 harm. But let's see here what with your
Is it
nonsense of having
magical?
stats. It's a
Is it
regular torch.
magical damage? Okay, then I think I'm fine.
Let's see here. I'm just scrolling down to the half dead.
I have 2 armor, so
Okay. Let's see here. I am going to say that it is burning you, whether or not it harms you, and you will need to take care of that soon before it starts burning through the armor. Or burning through your clothing, basically.
alright, I'll have to stop, drop, and roll next turn.
Alright, Sigismund. There is now a large feral beast on top of the keeper.
I guess I'm gonna go over there and kick the keeper in the head.
Alright. Let's see here. Give me a plus iron roll.
Okay. 6.
Alright, you go to kick them in the head, but it looks like they can roll away just enough that instead you kick the torch into one of the hives.
Crap.
There are more bees now. And now they're angry at you.
That's not what I wanted.
That's too bad. A bunch of the ones that were by your head, by the way, are in fact going to bite you for 1 harm.
Okay.
you can, let's see here. You can, in fact, once per session, I believe, or at least one per character, reduce a harm and get a secondary effect, basically taking a minor wound, or you can just take the one harm.
I'm just gonna take the one harm. I'm sure I'll have more dangers than bees to face later.
It's true. Alright. So, Amelia, your party member has made poor choices here.
Yeah, I'm used to that. That's fine.
I mean,
I'm gonna
mood.
go ahead and grab Sigus and try to run to the castle so that we can escape the bees.
Okay, so you're gonna try and run away?
Yeah, that seems about right. Locking ourselves in the castle seems like a safe play that won't at all go horribly wrong.
Okay. This is kind of like fleeing and kind of like dodging, so I will have you roll plus Mercury to see how well and unscathed you get out of this.
I get
Be
out
party
9 well.
Okay. So under dodge, you can pick one. You either avoid taking harm, you avoid getting separated from the others or losing something valuable, or the you create an opening in the foes, or in this case, the bee swarm.
Since I'm carrying Sigus, I guess I'll choose avoid getting separated.
Okay. So you are going to be able to take Sigismund and run, but they are going to sting you as you're running away, and that is going to be, let's see here. Yeah, that's going to be 2 harm, and you also feel something with the stingers. You're not allergic to bees, but this probably won't be good. So how far are you taking Sigismund?
Preferably into the castle. Is the damage magical?
One of it is.
Okay, so I'll
It's
take
like
that one damage.
it's a bee
Alright.
sting, so it's half, poison-ish, and
Yeah,
half
that makes
it's
sense.
pointy.
Alright, well, I don't think I'd take damage from the pointy part, but I do take damage from the poison part.
Alrighty.
Uh,
So I
can I
believe
find a
that
way
would
into the
be
castle?
one. You are going to make it all the way to this little shed almost. It's very strange. You have the castle, and then you have what looks to be a backyard shed right in front of the doorway. And above it, it just says quarantine. Inside, you can see a muddy, what could have been a gray or white, fluffy puppy. Think
I
husky or
pet the
Samoyed.
doggo.
You gonna open the
Hey, what's
door?
up, boss friend? It's a doggo. I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't really have a choice. I don't want the bees to catch up to me. So,
Okay. All right. So we're going into
yes.
quarantine then.
That seems like a good idea.
Okay. So the doggo does not actually seem to want to go towards the bees, and is
Good.
scratching at the door to go in further, but cannot figure the door mechanism out because doggo does not have any thumbs.
I think I also don't have any thumbs since I have claws and like
I mean,
animalistic parts and stuff.
pandas have thumbs, or at least a modified thumb.
I'm gonna try opening the door.
Sigismund, you can in fact help. You do have thumbs.
It sounds like it's Sigismund's time to shine. I'd like to open the door.
All right. First of all, thank you. That's beautiful.
call me Johnny Normal Hands.
First of all, no, you don't, you bastard.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Sigismund's strength is opening doors.
You know what they say, you can't effectively count money if you don't have thumbs.
That's not what they say at all.
Well, maybe not where you come from. It's a regional thing.
That's what I say. Mostly because I can't count money.
Yeah, alright. So, you rush in, you open the door, Doggo follows you, and it seems to be very happy, wagging his tail. Sigismund, you have never seen anything as beautiful as where you are now.
Oh god, I thought you were going to say the dog.
No, the dog's pretty muddy. It probably used to be gray and white. Now it's just gray and gray.
Okay.
And brown. But everything in here is covered in gold. Everything is made of marble. There are carved sculptures and towers. Helixes coming up. There is a spiral staircase in the middle. There is what you think to be mother of pearl and stained glass inlays on the walls that seems to be letting in some light. Except for it looks to be moonlight, even though you left in the morning.
You know, at some point my thought was probably, whatever, I'll break in there, steal some stuff, and just take it to sell. My mind is fully made up. I need this place. I'm gonna make this place mine.
As you think that, you look around. There's an entire library, or what seems to be a library, off to the side there. This could have been what a church. Like the ceiling is super high. There's a large area where you could imagine a bunch of benches to be. There's a raised area in the front where you could basically give speeches, but instead it seems to be sectioned off into lots of scrolls and tomes, and you can hear the sounds of weaponry off to the other side.
This is the best place I've ever been. I'd like to go check out Weaponland.
Alright. The doggo seems to be wagging its tail, and it's actually going to follow you.
What an incredibly good boy that won't Hulk out and kill us in 5 minutes.
Why would the doggo hurt you? You let it in.
I pet the doggo and try to befriend it, as we are both unhuman.
Fawning over your lack of thumbs.
I was not gonna phrase it that way, but yes.
Alright. Amelia, you feel a little bit woozy, which is probably the toxins. So your vision's a little blurry, but aside from that, you should be pretty good. Doggo seems to enjoy the scratches behind the ears. Are you looking to sneak up on the weapon noises, or are you going to bum rush in and challenge everybody? You know, how are you going about this, Sigismund?
Stealth is probably a good idea.
Yeah, I asked what you were going to do, though.
Yeah, I'll be stealthy.
Okay. Let's see here.
I have no stealth, so I'm just gonna stay away for now.
Let's see here. Alright, there's no obvious way to get there. I'm gonna have you travel the labyrinth.
Alright.
So, roll plus blood if you have any blood. Note that if you would like to roll with advantage, i.e. roll 3 dice, take the highest 2, you can mark a contamination, basically communing with the area and hoping that you can find your way there.
I'm gonna mark contamination.
Yeah, saw that coming.
So does that give me the total of the roll or just the 2 best dice?
The 2 best dice.
Okay, well that was useless. So I get an 8.
It's not useless, you have contamination.
Yeah, great.
Alright, so on a hit, you guys get a hold, and that is actually going to be in your party. So let me put this here, and then I will explain what's going on. No blood, only bees. That's horrific. I love it. So, you as a party have a collection of a stat called Hold, and every time you travel the labyrinth, if you succeed in traveling the labyrinth, you get +1 Hold. And in the future, you can spend Hold to either retreat to a safe camp. You can spend Hold to find your way to the next area and next acolyte who is aiding the ruler of this place. And you can spend 2 to get the general how to get to the next area, and 3 to specifically find where is the acolyte of this area. You all contribute to gaining Hold, but if Garm, you use some, then that's also the same amount that Jesus could use.
Right.
So, let's see here. Area rabbit contain. Okay. So, Sigismund, you find what looks to be a modified courtyard. It's basically got a roof over it. It's not nearly as fancy as where you just were, but it's a mix between, a normal, say, tavern and the shed that you came in at. So it's got roofing, it's got windows for ventilation, it's got doors, but more importantly, it has people sparring in it with strange weaponry.
Well, that's hellish. Is there any way for me to sneak around these fools?
You can try. There's nothing to hide behind. It is an open area. Basically, think indoor basketball court kind of thing without the bleachers.
So a dojo?
Yeah, kind of. Not quite so well laid out, but certainly a place where they can fight with long swords and not risk breaking anything.
Fuck it, time to engage in violence. I would like to assault a group of castle denizens.
Okay. This would fall under confrontation when you confront a danger head on. So give me +iron.
I think that's face the horde, specifically.
Is it?
Yeah, under exploration mode.
Oh,
but
under exploration.
It is still +iron.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Okie dokie. So you come roaring in. Do you have your blunderbuss out or your
Yes.
daggers?
Blunderbuss.
Oh no, Squirtle, indeed. And they look at you and point. You see a lot of you see every single pairing stop to look at your group. There are maybe 1, 2, 3 or 4 pairs in the room, and they're all yelling, and the closest 2 are going to run towards you. One has got a gigantic hammer that seems to be dripping something, and the other one has what amounts to a gigantic metal bar. Congratulations, you've made friends.
I don't think that's true, actually. Man, I should have done something way smarter. Oh well.
Amelia?
Remember, the real friends are the friends we made along. Yeah. I'm gonna try to sense that he's in danger because I have no way of knowing that actually.
Oh no, there's no subtlety here. There's a lot of yelling.
Oh, in that case, I reach down to pet the doggo, and I'm like, all right, boy, Sigus needs help. It's time for me to take care of this. Stay safe.
Borf, borf,
I'm
borf,
gonna
borf.
run off towards the yelling.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, your communication isn't great. Doggo's gonna follow you.
No.
Well, you gave it pets and then you ran off. This is clearly fetch time.
No.
All right, so you reach up to Sigismund as basically as the guy with the metal bar does, and Sigismund, give me. I'll give you a dodge to see how well you're gonna get smacked in the face. Give me a Mercury roll.
Okay. That's not great.
26 is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, hot damn, I'd let you pick like 3.
Or
Okay, you get
Uh-oh.
bashed in the face for two harm.
put me up to 3.
I feel like I should tell you at 5 harm, you're either gonna fall unconscious with a mortal wound or die.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I feel like it's time to engage in extreme violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Garm, if you wanted to look at the how to reduce harm, it's under what can I do on my turn and under harm. But while you do that, Amelia, yes, wanton violence.
I'm just gonna roar in there as a crazed beast and just swing at whoever happens to be closest to me at the time.
With your pointy claws.
Yes, my pointy claws, since I do not have thumbs and therefore cannot hold a weapon.
All right. So would you like to use the confront move, or would you like to face the horde? Basically,
I'd
are
like to
you
face
picking
the
one of
horde.
them? Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm picking one of them.
Okay. So give
Whichever
me
outcome is.
a plus iron roll. Okay, sounds good, Garm.
Oh no.
I'm just updating your sheet because you can't really update it on yours.
Thank.
All right. I have bad news for you. You have instead gotten the attention of Hammer Boy and at Hammer Time. Hammer Time is going to menacingly swing at you, and you see the whatever it is drip off of the spiked hammerhead, fall onto the ground, and make a pit in the ground.
Stop. Hammer time.
I'm mad I didn't see that coming. All right. So you've got more people coming up closer. And let's see here. What weapon do I want to give you? I'll just give you a sword. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Sigismund, what do you want to be doing while your friend seems to be making friends?
Like to spend an action to reload my blunderbuss.
All right, sounds good. Amelia.
Yes.
Actually, Amelia, you missed so poorly that Doggo would like to try and show you how this works,
Excellent. Good dog.
and is going to basically bark at the ones coming up, and they're not really sure what to do with the Doggo because Doggo has not attacked them, but is warning them to stay away. So they're gonna hang back for a bit, wait to see how the first two handle you, and then swarm me once you think you're done. So you do have
Seems
a
nice
bit
of
of
them.
reprieve there. The Doggo's not attacking them; he's just keeping them at bay.
Good dog. All right.
Forth, forth, forth. How would you like to deal with hammer time here?
Well, I'm not dodging. That seems like it's not definitely not gonna work. So is there any way I can get hit and hit him back?
Uh, yeah, that would be confront, basically. Try and
All right,
creating an
I'll
opening, but
confront.
taking the brunt of their attack.
Yeah.
Go for it. That is plus iron. All right. Rolled an 8, so you get to pick one of the following. You roll with their blow and take one less harm. You are fearsome and commanding. The hammer time will only focus on you, or your mind is steel and you do not mark contamination.
I will go ahead and be fierce and commanding.
All right. So hammer
Fierce
time
and
is
commanding.
only looking at you. Let's see here. Does piercing deal with you? I think it does actually. Pointy hammer. All right. So this is going to deal 2 harm to you, and this is a pretty big hit. Like I said, this is a piercing. This is. It looks like it probably should have
Oh
been an
no,
axe, but it's been used so much it's kind of hammer-ish. So this is going to go through your armor.
that's horrifying.
I mean, so is the giant dude attacking you, so that's fair. But there is an opening. Um, Sigismund, would you like to continue battling Metal Bar, Hulk, or would you like to use the opening that Amelia has made?
I would like to use the opening to strike with physical force.
Alrighty, go for it.
Right. So that is a 10.
Hot damn. Alright. You are going to take out one of its qualities, which I will have to mark somewhere. Oh yeah, I made the thingy.
It's a really cool system, by the way. I really like destroying their qualities. It's neat.
Yeah, it's different. Alright, so that's one quality gone. And the others seem to be so horrified at this boomstick of yours that even without the dog, they're going to back off.
Groovy.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a pretty solid impression, actually.
It was not bad. Um, let's see here. How good are you guys at noticing things?
Not very.
Let me see. I'll roll a friggin'. All right. Doggo also doesn't notice anything and is just sitting smugly because Doggo scared away all of the other people and it had
He
nothing
is
to do
getting
with
head
you.
pats, not just sitting.
You're in the middle of a fight. I don't think you're giving him head pats.
I'm spiritually giving him head pats and also
Okay.
getting hit with a hammer.
Yeah. What you do actually feel is let's see here. You hear the roar of a fire from the ornate room. And it's not just a campfire. It's more of we wanted to burn every single witch through the entirety of history all in one spot kind of fire. So the room is a bit toasty. Yes, it's in the swag chamber. There's a giant fireplace in the swag chamber.
Well, I guess we're not going back that way.
Oh, it's not like spreading or anything, but it just got
So-
lit.
Huh.
It's been lit, let's be real.
Yeah. So I mean, if you strain, you can hear some chanting, but you're not sure if that was there before or not. It could have been.
Alright. I would like to size up one of the enemies and try and locate a weak spot.
Alrighty.
That is a 12.
Hot diggity damn. You get to pick one.
Okay,
You
I'm gonna go with the opening only lasts a few moments.
okay?
Amelia.
What kind of
Sorry.
what kind of opening do you make?
Hammerman's still up, right?
Uh-huh.
Amelia, hit him in the armpit. There's no armor there.
Okay.
Of course, how did I not see it?
That's a horrific thought, claws to the armpit. Alright, Amelia. You have an opening.
I've been waiting for this moment. I attack the opening. So it's a 2/6 plus iron, right?
If you want to use stealth, it's mercury, physical, iron, precise insight, glass, and if you want to use some magic bullshit, it's sulfur. It's under the
Magic
strike.
bullshit it is.
You want to use the depths of your curse, kind of?
Yes, I am tapping into the horrendous magics that made me the horrible creature I am. And I will use these dark forces to strike out at this armpit.
All right. I'm gonna say that you're gonna take contamination for this as well,
And a bad roll, yes.
and a bad roll. All right. You surge with some dark energy that seems to make the noise of the fire even louder for some reason. Doggo is whimpering in the corner, and the Hulk holding the hammer's eyes go wide, and he backs up, and you just barely miss him.
Dang, I missed the opening.
Poor Doggo. Doggo seems to be staring at the area you just came from, tail between its legs.
I look over at it, feeling really bad. I check if the Hammerman is still gonna try to attack me, because I might have just scared him.
He's still going to attack you, and it seems to be more of I really don't want him to have anything to do with me. Let's definitely kill him dead and into a paste.
Oh no.
Sigismund, do you want to help your idiot friend?
Yeah, I'd like to confront the Hammerman. I'd like to try and knife him in the neck.
Okay.
So that's plus iron.
It's true.
That's a 6. And once more, I miss horrifically.
You miss her. Hey, look, Hammerman is really tall,
Apparently.
and he's gonna just basically brush you aside, knock you to the ground, and tell you that if you're smart, you will run. But your friend here, he needs to go back to the factory where he came from.
I can also run, that's fine. I'm sure we can settle this like rational people.
Oh no, I'm putting you in the factory my damn self. They'll give me a bonus.
Oh boy.
About that.
About what? He's. You know what? You are super creepy. He's gonna basically pick you up and walk you towards the fire room. Amelia.
Can I claw at him?
You sure you can try and fight back? What?
Alright, I'm gonna tap into my the dark recesses of my tainted past to strike at him once more.
Oh no. Okay.
Hey?
Yeah, you're gonna certainly do some damage to him.
I'm trying to rip off his hammer arm.
Alright. Let's see here. Foe lashes out, separates you from his spot. Alright. You're gonna do some damage to him, and it's going to rip open a good chunk of his arm. He's going to snarl.
No,
You
you're supposed to scream
mongrel.
in pain, like,
You
ow,
mongrel,
my
you're gonna pay for
arm.
that. They'll fix me up.
Did you
But
not
you.
have pain? Oh
Oh,
god.
he has pain. He's just convinced that they'll fix him. And he's going to run you towards the fire.
Oh god, no, that's my one weakness.
What, the fire? I mean, to be fair, it's a physical fire. To be
In that
unfair,
case, I should be
it's a
fine.
giant forged like fire. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
chase
yeah,
these
yeah.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, all right, go for it.
Shoot him. Doesn't matter if you hit me, you shoot him.
I'm gonna spend can I spend an action to reload my blunderbuss as I'm chasing him?
Yeah, it's gonna take you a bit to do that. I'll let you.
Okay. I want to shoot him after that.
Okay.
Is
So as we're getting to the fire, can I try to like counter grab him and throw him into the fire?
Oh no. We'll see how well Garm rolls here, and then I'll let you know.
Alright, so this is what, confront again?
Yes, because technically there's not an opening.
So that's a 9.
All right. You get to pick one.
Yeah, throw a foe up balance, create an opening, but I do take the brunt of their attack. Although I'm ranged, so I don't know how it works out, but anyway, pick one. Fuck, I'm gonna go with, I roll with the blow and take one less harm.
Okay. Are you aiming for anything in particular or just him?
Him.
All right. By this point, he's dropped the hammer, but it's still got some of that weird oozy stuff on it. You're going to be able to dodge most of it, but you're still going to take 1 harm from the acid that seems to have either fallen off of the hammer or has just pooled from the fight in general.
Well, that's horrifying.
That's because anything that drips is probably bad news.
That's fair. That puts me at 3 harm.
I think you're both at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to see what happens with minor and major wounds, I'm sure, very soon. Because you said you wanted to try and avoid incoming danger, Jesus?
I said I wanted to counter throw him. If that's what that is, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opening, so if you roll well enough at this, I'll let you chuck him. Because I can tell you right now, he's going to chuck you into the fire if you don't succeed at this.
Yeah, I figured. All right, I'm gonna use physical violence here, so I guess I'm gonna use iron
Let's
if
see
I
here.
cannot take any more contamination.
Roll a mercury, because
Oh no.
you're going to basically dodge the damage, and if you do well enough at dodging, you can use the opening to attack.
Okay.
But first and foremost, you just don't want to go into the fire.
9.
Alright.
I might not go into the fire.
By that you mean 4?
Oh no, no, I didn't see that right. Okay, well, hopefully the next generation will do better.
So he's chucking you into the pit. Okay, I say pit. It's like the same height. You're not actually going down, but you're definitely going into a
No.
fire, and you need to deal with the fact that if you don't take any wounds, you're going to take 4 harm.
Well, I'm gonna be horrendously burned, obviously, so I think that counts as a
Something.
yeah, minor wound.
Let's see here. So with your armor, you would normally take -1 to harm, and then from being half dead, I believe -1 harm, leaving you with 2. 2 harm that you need to deal with. Excuse me. So
I'll take a major wound of being burned.
All right, and you can take a major wound, so that's -3 harm, and then one of them will basically scorch your armor. So you're not taking damage, but you also need to tell me: are you going to take fleeting advantage on your next attack and frenzy, or are you going to play dead in the fire and hope it ignores you?
I'll frenzy. I feel like it'll be more scared of me after I am on fire. That seems pretty logical.
Yeah, you know that trope with what's worse than a zombie chasing after you? A zombie on
A
fire.
flaming zombie.
Yes, that's you now. Sigismund, your ticket to riches has been chucked into a fire.
Man.
Doggo is barking, by the way.
Also,
We're
the
just gonna
actual
ignore
riches are also on fire.
No, but this probably isn't great for the books in the library.
I'd like to try stabbing Hammerman again. I'm gonna confront the hell out of his neck.
Let's see here. I believe there's actually still an opening.
Oh, well, I'm gonna strike
Right,
him.
because there's an opening because Amelia missed.
Right. Alright, I'm going to strike the crap out of his neck, which is iron.
Okay.
11. So that destroys equality.
Oh man.
I hope this guy's a fucking regent, not like, or not a regent, an acolyte, and not just some fucking mook.
He's a pretty big mook, so at least an elite mook.
And he's also had the help of whoever the fuck lit this fire, because you don't know who did that.
It's a castle, it just happens. It's like how you can
That
set Alexa to like turn on your heating and stuff.
you know you could be more wrong than you are, and I'm mad about it.
Also, don't use IoT thermostats. Just don't do it. Don't do that. This has been a PSA from Garmbreak 1. Don't do that.
All right.
Just remember, whenever you're thinking of doing it, just don't.
All right. You stab him. What did you say, in the neck?
Yep.
All right. Dude's already taken a lot of damage. His entire arm is gone. His hammer's gone. And you just hear a grunt. And he's gonna also fall into the fire. You want to give me a dodge, Amelia, so you don't get landed on? Or at least see how well... Okay, you really don't want to be in this
flip
fire.
over him. I flip over him with the magical dexterity I've never displayed before.
You dig your claws in as he's losing balance and fling him into the fire and use him to leap out of it yourself.
Can I suplex him into the fire and then roll out?
And by roll out, you mean roll out the flames? Sure.
Yes.
Doggo's gonna run up to you, by the way. And sniff you, whining, because friendo wouldn't enter the fire, and that's never good.
I smile. I restrain myself from petting the doggo because, like, I was just in a fire, so, like, my hands might be actually super hot. And I don't want to hurt the doggo.
Super hot. Alright.
I should have seen that coming.
Alright, by the way, I should mention you can still hear the buzzing of bees outside. They're just not coming in at the moment. But the area that you were in with all the windows is close enough to the forest that you can still hear them.
Well, surely the fire will attract them, so I'm just not going to deal with that. Let's go get weapons. That seems like a good idea now.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I would like to pat Amelia on the shoulder and encourage her that, you know, just a little bit more. I'm sure we've got this.
My burns.
I'm sorry. I'm going for stand with me here.
It's fine. Let's just keep going.
Okay, go ahead and roll sulfur.
Oh crap, my sulfur's -1.
Well, then pray you roll better than Karu.
No, I got
Karu,
this.
love
I got
you.
this.
7.
7? Alright.
That's a
You
hit.
pick one.
They heal 2 harm.
Very nice.
Oh wait, do you only have a major wound, Jesus?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alright, I'll heal your latest wound instead then.
Excellent.
Basically, slap on some burn poultices.
Oh no, this is literally just me talking. I'm
That's
encouraging.
freaky. That's freaky.
The power of money.
Like,
Oh, wow. You gave me so much money, my burn went away. Money really does solve all problems.
Alright. Well,
Alright.
deeper into the fucking labyrinth.
The labyrinth?
Sure.
It's like a labyrinth, but with books.
Nice.
Alright. Do you want to then attempt to travel the labyrinth?
Yeah, and what happens when I mark my 3rd contamination?
You get +1 blood, and contamination goes back to 0.
Great, so I'm gonna do that, and I now have 0 contamination and 1 blood.
Just make sure you write that down somewhere.
Yeah. It's a 7. I marked contamination for that. Fuck off. That's still a 7.
All right. And by the way, are you looking to find anything specific, or are you just going deeper into the castle?
Oh, I kind of hope to find some like horrible alchemical medical stuff that I could throw on either me or my dear friend.
All right. You heard Hammer Time talking about how he was going to get a bonus for checking him back into the factory where he belonged. So
Also getting his arm fixed, which might be
Oh,
more
yeah.
important
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's go to that shithole.
Okay, that'll go great for you guys. So you go back
Yeah, everything's
into
going great so far.
the dope room where everything is gold and obsidian and marble and beautiful.
And on fire.
And no, it's just a fireplace, guys. It'll be fine. It's built for this. It's got probably like flame bricks or whatever lining it. It'll be fine.
So you're telling me the swag room is built to get lit?
Don't make me throw you into another fire.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
I hate you all. All right, you find an area that seems to be less esoteric in terms of books and more how to light the fire, how to put the fire out, how to make sure the fire doesn't spread, what to
I'm
do
gonna
if
give
the
a quick
fire does
read
spread.
to how to put the fire out real quick.
All right. It's going to tell you that there are some levers near the fire pit that if you turn the correct ones and flip some, that the fire will die down.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure Hammer Bro is dead before I do that.
All right. How do you want to do that?
Is he still screaming about being on fire?
No, but it smells kind of like pork.
Yeah, you know what? Like, if he was alive, he'd be screaming about being on fire. I'm just gonna trust that he's been sufficiently weakened that he will no longer be a problem, and then just leave it on just a few more minutes.
All right. Sigismund, you've discovered some more stuff, but you're still not really sure how to get to the factory.
Alright. What horrible things have I found then?
Let's see here. I am trying to find out if I have to give you actual relics or if I can just say you got one. Because I'm sure there's at least a couple in here. And knowing your character, you would in fact want these.
Yeah. They're important.
They're important to some.
They're important.
Alright, fine. Mm-hmm. Scroll. Scroll. Yeah, I'm gonna say that you find the largest tome in there, and it seems to be a bunch of instructions for different types of rituals.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna give you relic +1.
Alright.
And your relic is basically an instruction tome.
Neat. I wonder what I can use that for.
Probably nothing good. I mean, Amelia, what do you want to do?
I'd like to turn off the fire so that we have some kind of escape should everything go to shit, which I have every reason to believe is definitely going to happen. Then I'm gonna go try to find Segas.
I'm sorry?
Hello?
You want to try and what?
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the fire,
Okay.
because that'll give us an escape should everything go horribly wrong.
Alrighty.
And then I'm gonna try to find Segas, wherever he's wandered off to.
Alright. Sigus, are you trying to hide or are you just perusing?
I'm perusing.
Okay, it's not that hard to find him. You guys do have 2 hold, by the way, that you can either continue traveling, or you can also, to get more hold, or you can use 2 to find an exit to the next area.
Let's go ahead and try to find the next area, Garm.
Maybe we should spend one of our holds to retreat to a safe camp, and then try and heal up our injuries.
That actually sounds like a much better plan, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
We retreat.
Alright, so we'll spend one hold on that.
Alrighty. And you guys gonna go back to the sparring area where you were, and there's a door that you didn't notice before, and once you open it, there's just very sparse table, bed, and cabinet with some, basic supplies.
Cool.
Excellent. The save room.
There is not a giant crystal in here.
No, that was the cabinet from Resident Evil. Anyways,
Zeus, I think you have higher chalices than me. Do you want to roll for rest and relaxation?
yes. As for higher chalices, I doubt it, but fair.
I'm at -1, so.
Okay, I guess technically I have higher chalice than you. Yes. Seven?
7 and 9. Pick two of
Alrighty.
the options on page 16.
Your options are: you may heal all harm. Each explorer may heal all harm. Each explorer may heal all wounds. Each explorer can repair or resupply. Each explorer may form a new covenant or basically raise an existing one. And the regent's clock does not tick down. I feel like I should explain that before you choose. So the regent's clock has, think of the Trivial Pursuit game where you've got the little circle with little pie slices. It's got 6 ticks. When the clock hits 6, all hell breaks loose. You know what? Let me see here. Garm, give me a straight 2d6.
11.
Alright, so in your perusal of the books, you seem to have found one that says, "What can I do to help the castle?" And in reading through it, you can get rich off of this place, but if you do not stop the regent seems to want to increase storm activity, create volcanoes, and eventually devolve humans so that they can be hunted properly.
Man, fuck that guy.
And so in this case, when the regent's clock hits 6, that's what's going to happen to all of you. By all of you, I mean all of you plus the world.
I've already been devolved. This isn't fair.
This place is nothing if not completely fucking extra.
You're gonna devolve even more, just like in that Voyager episode. You're gonna be a lizard in no time.
Awesome.
Well,
Horrible.
funny you should say that. Amelia's already started.
Lizard.
You know how their family keeps looking funny? They keep
Oh, no.
drinking strange things or tainted water within the forest, tainted with runoff from the castle, and it seems to be what keeps changing them.
We should stop that, but we won't. It's just tradition, you know?
I mean, you've been using that river for ages for drinking water, and you don't actually get sick from it. It doesn't, give you, stomach pains. It doesn't make you fall ill, black, and die like it does some of the townspeople when they find other water sources. So it's never made you sick. It just does some strange things to you over time. You know?
Just makes you a freak mutant. Gotcha.
Yeah. But you won't get cholera. You'll be fine.
That's a pretty decent
So,
trade-off. Actually.
At the moment, because you all ran away from the bees, the clock is at 1 out of 6.
I think we should heal harm. I think that's fine.
You get to pick 2 of them, so.
Oh, I think we should heal like both of our harms.
So all harm will be healed for all of you, and that's one thing.
Okay, and then let's stop the clock.
From ticking once?
Yes.
Alright. Let's see here. Done. Alright. By the way, Doggo would also like to heal harm and would do so. And seems to be tilting his head. It's almost as if to ask, guy's dead now. We go outside play? Right?
No, bees outside. Bees will sting us if we go outside play.
Look, I'm sure Oprah will leave you alone if you leave them alone.
I'm not so sure.
You're determined to go deeper into the castle, huh?
Of course.
That's why we came here. We've yet to find the treasure.
Doggo borfs at you. And you mention treasure. And Doggo just takes you to, once you are done relaxing, takes you back to the beautiful room and library and just points you at the basically the speaking area where you would put a pulpit. And you see many golden statues of wolves, of twisted figures. You're not really sure what they're figures of, but they used to be human.
Hey, look, the treasure. Excellent. Good work, Doggo. Now we can leave.
Sigismund?
I don't think that's enough treasure. I think we could take this whole place for ourselves.
I look down to like my barely recovered, still like burn mark covered body. And I'm like, about that, Sagus. I'd like you to reconsider.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right, if you say so. You are the smart one, after all.
I should not have been drinking then.
Amelia, do you want to try traveling the labyrinth this time?
Sure, what could possibly go wrong?
She said foolishly.
So what goes wrong?
All right, so you look for the next area. but throughout the entire time, Dago is pulling at your pant leg or robes and trying to pull you back towards the bees, and barking a lot. The buzzing seems to be louder. You may not want to stay in this area for too long.
I leave this area because so far the bees are like clearly the biggest threat.
You get the feeling that the bee's role is not quite so much to make honey as it is to just be a nuisance and guard the castle.
If we fail that
Almost.
roll, do we just not go anywhere, or?
You do not gain a hold, basically.
Okay. I don't want to go to the bees. I want to go somewhere else. Can I give it another shot?
Sure.
I mark contamination again.
Alright.
Fucking 6?
6.
6 is still a failure.
It's still a failure, but you have gone further away from the humming of the bees, and you have found what looks to be a hallway full of pictures and drawn, and they are things like person walking under ladder, X, person walking around ladder, check mark, person walking on top of the roof of the shed, X, person walking on top of the roof of the shed with a rope tied to them and then tied to part of the shed, check. And just seems to be in general guidelines for how not to die.
Is there any useful knowledge in there?
It has been 26 days since the last incident. Though it might need to be changed to 0 at this point with the fire.
Yeah.
And the bees.
And the bees.
And that warden who we beat up.
Yeah. Would you like to try once more?
Yeah.
I'll try.
Alright.
I'll check off a point of contamination. That brings me up to 3, so I think my blood is contaminated now.
You are now the proud owner of 1 blood.
Hooray!
Clap, 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 clap.
If you're marking contamination for it, that's you should roll 1 more d6.
In case it's higher than a 4.
That's amazing.
Well, you two have +1 hold, so you are at 2 hold. And I am amazed that you've rolled so many 4s. But congratulations.
It's more denizens or traps.
It's
God.
true. So you walk further down this hallway of regulations, and you see a lot of cleavers on the wall and broken glass on the ground. They're screaming in the distance, and now that you look around more, you notice that there are bodies crawling away from the room you're heading towards.
I'd like to go investigate the room that we're heading towards.
Sounds great.
So is that...
Would you like to basically bum rush the door, or are you gonna do it stealthily?
I'm gonna do this stealthily for once in my life.
So would you like to... Let's see here. Would you like to use the see clear move to try and read what is probably dangerous?
You know, before we do that, actually, I would like to draw on the power of that the book that I found earlier, and try to learn a spell from it.
Alright, give me a second. Alright, what would you like to be learning? Like
Apparently,
you looking for something specific?
I mean, apparently, you tell me what it does.
I don't know what page you're looking at, basically.
The move is page 60 in the handouts. When you draw on the power of a potent item or ritual site, roll sulfur. On a hit, mark contamination and learn a spell.
Oh, drink deep.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for. I'm like, what the hell? Alright, pick one.
When I cast it, I pick one.
Ah,
I get contamination, so I'm once again at one contamination.
amazing. You first cast it, okay. Alright, so this spell book was rituals of how to help the regent, basically. And let's see here. You're gonna need an when you cast it, you're gonna need an action to do it, but you can either rip the ground apart and make a chasm, or you can make a very strong wind blow in a direction.
Neat.
Like I said, it is going to take some prep work, but
Yeah. Alright, sounds good.
alrighty.
Then I'm gonna try and read a dangerous situation, I guess.
Dangerous and yeah, alright.
Sorry?
Jesus, can
Oh,
we
yeah.
just appreciate that we rolled 5 4s in a row?
That's all our fours. That is a 7.
Alrighty. You have a list of questions that you can ask. You get to pick one.
Am I to assume there are enemies there?
Yeah, you can assume that there are enemies because these creatures seem to be crawling away from them.
Okay, what here is valuable?
Alright. Let's see here. Based on the books that you've been reading, the hallway you just walked through, you are coming up on some sort of mix of a lab or factory, but not a factory where they make things, a factory where they make creatures, change creatures. It is the Regent's deep desire to make humans into the hunted ones. And there are going to be things in there that allow them to alter humans in some way.
Oh, well, that's horrifying.
So either the knowledge or equipment is there, you're not sure which.
Maybe I could be made into a regular human again.
I could be a Vera boy.
Or made weirder.
I mean, at this point, I'll take either.
I mean, that's probably good because you're probably going to go weirder.
Yeah, I figured.
Would you like to travel further in?
Well, we haven't found what we're looking for yet, which is, for me personally, the thing that lets me control my powers. And I'm willing to bet that's in the factory.
Yep.
It seems likely. Someone want to give me a plus blood for traveling the labyrinth?
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. That is a 12.
Hot damn, alright. So you get +1 hold.
Is that first to 3 finally?
Yes.
My god.
So you can spend a hold to retreat. 1 hold for a safe camp, retreating. 2 hold to get to the next ward, and 3 hold to find the Acolyte's sanctuary. Just so you know. All right.
Excellent.
Let's see. Where are you going?
But for now, we arrive at somewhere that contains something valuable or useful.
All right. Well, until then, you are reaching, and I shit you not, this is what's in my notes, the Pain Nexus, which sounds lovely.
That doesn't sound valuable or useful.
Is that where the Cenobites live?
I think so.
Where what?
Never mind.
And you see a whole bunch of half sewn together things tied up, mostly screaming.
So it is where the Cenobites live. Awesome.
You and I have very different definitions of awesome. But there are cleavers everywhere. There's basically patchworks for putting together things. This is probably where Hammer Time was going to go get patched up, quite literally. And there are piles of herbs laying around. And you both recognize them as herbs that seem to dull the senses or dull pain.
Well, dulling pain seems useful. I'll take some of that with me as I continue on through this castle.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Why not?
Congrats, you got drugs.
Ooh.
Much easier in the healthcare system.
Are you going to eat them, or are you just going to carry them with just in case you need them later?
Carry.
They're for later.
I love how everyone thought that would be, of course, obvious. Dago still got his tail between his legs and seems nervous about going this way. And yes, Dago has been following. It's just been a little bit slow going, trying to avoid all the broken glass.
What a good boy.
And you can hear some more chanting up ahead. And the sounds of whips. Mostly the sounds of whips. There's just some chanting.
Well, fuck the pain nexus. Should we spend our 3 hold and go find the Acolyte Sanctuary, Jesus?
That seems about right. I didn't want to find out what the pain nexus really was about anyways. I feel like we should leave before that happens.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's see here. Let me adjust your hold. One moment.
I'm worried about the Acolyte.
I'm also very worried about the Acolyte, but you know, we reduced our harm. We're ready.
You know, both at 0 harm, and I think 0 wounds as well. Blunderbuss is reloaded. I can.
We're about as ready as we could theoretically be.
For an Acolyte? Sure.
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 Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Okay. I just need to make sure that the clock wasn't going to tick from moving on. Luckily for you all, it does not. Alright, so you're going past the Pain Nexus and into a corridor that has some more stained glass. They're objectively very beautiful. They are well made, very shiny, different colorations, complex, and they all seem to be examples of torture methods. All of them. And as you go down the hallway, you can hear roaring, more whips. Are you trying to scout the area, or do you want to attack as well at the moment?
It would probably do us well to try and figure out what's going on before we just run in all murderous.
Okay.
Yeah, this hasn't really worked out well for us so
Yeah.
far.
So you stop to look at one of the stained glass windows, and you can kind of see through part of it that's just like yellow colored. And there are rows of cultists working on a bunch of test subjects. There's one that's floating in what looks to be greenish, yellowish. Maybe that's just the color of the pane you're looking through. But some sort of liquid. There's one that seems to be testing with fire to see how much pain they can endure. There's more of those herbs that you picked up, basically feeding it to them and then seeing how much it works. And in the back, beyond all that, there are huge vats of strange liquids.
Strange liquids, you say? Do any of them match the strange liquid that I drink to control my powers?
Let's see here. One vat has some very, very bright greenish yellow liquid, and it's pretty watery, almost like looks like really crappy beer, like just the wrong color. One of them is dark red, almost black, and seems similar to the stuff that was dripping off of the hammer that you encountered, so it's probably acid. There's one that is completely orange and super goopy. There's bubbles coming up it, but they're super slow. And then there's one that is a similar color to the stuff you took, but doesn't seem to be quite finished yet.
Alright, so this is clearly where it's made. I'll keep note of that. It's like, excellent. In due time, it will be finished cooking, and then I will be able to consume it and control my powers once more.
Excellent.
I will ask before we go into the next bit, Garm, should I take a break because it's been about 2 hours?
If you guys want to, we can, yeah.
It's up to you guys.
I would not be opposed.
Okay.
I'm cool either way. So.
Yeah, well, I'll take a break. I'll grab some more water and.
Alright. Oh god, I accidentally turned off the wrong thing. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back.
Whee! Alright, so you've done your scouting, you've found horrific things going on. The dog doesn't like this. You as explorers and players don't seem to like this much. What you want to do about it?
Murder? Like, is
Murder
there...
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, is there, like, some kind of authority figure we can see? You know, somebody with, like, giant spikes on their shoulders and a whip in each hand and, like, horns or something?
Oh, you want to know who the boss is?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Unfortunately for you, you do not see one, but you can tell that all of the hooded figures seem to be the ones commanding the shambling flesh bits. And yes, that was supposed to sound horrific.
Alright, well...
Yeah, about that. If we can kill the the hooded one, so we don't have to worry about the shambling flesh pits.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire my blunderbuss at as many of the hooded ones as I can.
Through the window?
Fuck that shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't sell a window.
Alright, you and I are gonna have a talk about fucking stained glass windows, but. Alright. Do you want to use the confront action?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright. Give me a plus iron.
That's 7.
Alright. 7. This makes a horrifically loud shattering noise. Some of that glass is going to fall on top of you because you just shot through a fucking window. So you're going to take 1 harm from that.
Alright.
And,
Wouldn't the glass like go the other way because he just shot a window?
yeah, but it's being held up by what amounts to lead pieces. And it was much, much taller than you all. The bits that he shot out are going forward, but the bits that got knocked loose are falling on top of you.
Also, thank you very much for the $10 donation, Engel. It is highly appreciated.
Hearts. Garm, would you like to pick one? How for your confrontation?
Yeah, I'll take 1 less harm.
Okay, so you probably saw this coming. You put up your cloak so that it just bounces off of that instead.
Yeah, it's just more artistically broken now. Yeah.
All right. Congrats, you've created an opening. They seem to have paused what they're doing and are looking around because they did not create this boomstick of a blunderbuss and don't really know where it's coming from.
Do I harm them?
So was reading through during break. You need to create an opening before you attack to deal damage to the qualities.
Right. Do I create an opening?
Yes, you do.
Cool. Well, immediately.
And with that opening, I'm going to go ahead and unleash my inner beast, charge in, and see how many of these guys I can shred down before they could become a problem.
Would you like to go through the window, or would you like to go around down the staircase?
You see, going around sounds like it'll take a long time and kind of ruin my whole surprise advantage. So I'm just gonna run through the window.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Give me a plus iron since I assume this is physical force.
That sounds about right. 7.
Alrighty. On a hit, you damage qualities. Opening is gone. And alrighty. Let's see here. Take down 1 of those. Alright. You have seemed to enrage the cultists because now that you look around, the only difference between you and the other test subjects is you don't have nearly as many patches on you. The fleshy beasts around you seem to also have claws and teeth, but only on half of their limbs. They're not all right.
Are they all left?
Maybe you're gonna find out because the enemies are gonna be dealing +1 harm for the rest of the fight.
I'm sorry.
Good luck.
I'm beyond luck at this point. Alright. That's fine. I'm gonna take 1 less damage.
Let's see here. Sigismund?
I'm gonna reload my blunderbuss. I'm kind of safe up here.
I was gonna say you're gonna stay up there.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if there's one thing I've learned from this week of playing tabletop games, it's that the best thing to do is leave an ally 20 feet below you to get attacked by several things while you stand up top and fire effectually. Um, so I'm gonna reload my gun.
All right. As you do this, the cultists seem to look at each other, and a bunch of them grab the herbs around them and just start cramming them down their gullets. And this frenzied action seems to knock up a whole bunch of dust, pollen, and there's so much of it, it's starting to cloud the area and make it hard to see. And I guess in your case, Amelia, it's kind of hard to smell much of anything other than this dust. What do you want to do?
Sorry. Well, the dust is probably a problem, but I just don't have time to deal with that. So I'm gonna try to find more of the cloaked figures. I figure if I can take them out, then maybe the Mies won't kill me. That was a weird sentence.
Okay. Are you looking to use the line it up and find a weak point, or would you like to confront the danger head on and create your own opening but possibly take more harm?
I'm gonna try to create an opening so that Sigus can shoot it.
All right. You can either roll plus glass or plus iron, depending on how you want to do this.
Alright, I'm gonna grab one of the cloaked figures and just kind of toss him to where he's kind of alone and easy to shoot.
All right. Was that plus iron or plus glass? I can't tell your
That's plus
stats.
iron.
Okay.
Well, my glass is a -2.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah, okay.
-1.
Probably don't use that one then. Let's see here. So you're going to take render attack. All right, so you can pick one in between. You're going to take less harm from their attack. You are going to be the only focus of their attention, or your mind is steel and will not mark contamination.
I'll take one less damage.
Okay. So as you pick up the one cultist to throw them, they are going to pick up one of the vials of the black stuff that you are oh so familiar with and basically cover you with it. And let's see here. How much damage do you do? That's going to be 2 harm, and it is also going to continuously burn you until you deal with it.
That's horrifying.
Sigismund, there is an opening.
I would like to take advantage of that opening and fire a gun at it. So that's a 10.
Alrighty. Let's see here. You were aiming for the one cultist that was tossed over to the side.
Yarp.
Alright. Congrats. That's one fewer thing. Let's see here. Get rid of that one. Alright. They seem to be directing the fleshy bits, and a couple of them are starting to run towards the staircase.
Well, that's terrible news for me.
I mean, it could
I'm
be
gonna
better.
try to block off the staircase.
Alright, let's see here. I would actually call that a stand with me. You're gonna try and rescue them from some of the fleshy monsters. So give
Yeah.
me a plus sulfur roll.
7.
All right. Let's see here. You're going to be able to stop or at least slow down a couple of them, and now only one of them is going to make it towards the stairs. The other ones are confused because why are you helping? This is going to get them all into trouble. Don't you know how this works?
I am not one of you, I say, as I tried to lead an uprising of fellow fleshy monstrosities. If we can just take them down, we will be free.
You can't unionize the fleshy monsters. At least that's what they hope. Let's see
Oh,
here.
can't I? If I can rebel against you, all of us can rebel against you. I tried to intimidate the cultists.
The go on. The cultist is going to take a cleaver off of the wall and point at you and scream, "This one still speaks." Cut out his tongue.
Oh, that's not necessary. You don't need to do that.
And now suddenly you know why the others haven't been coordinating and unionizing quite so well.
They have no ears? Fuck. Okay, that's a problem.
I mean, they're missing a lot other than just the ears, but yeah.
Oh no. This might affect my plan.
Sixman, how do you want to deal with the thing that you can definitely hear getting very close to you and is probably going to, like, tackle you?
I'd like to stab it.
Oh yeah, you have a dagger!
Yeah. I would like to confront it.
Okay, you go for it.
So that is an 8.
Alright. It is going to tackle you, by the way.
Yeah.
And let's see here.
I'm going to pick roll with the blow, take 1 less harm.
Alright. Which is probably a good thing, since it was dealing 1 extra harm from the first time that you blasted everybody with your buckshot.
The system
So
works?
instead of... Sorry?
The system works.
So instead of taking 3 harm, you're going to be taking 2.
Good lord. Alright, I take 2 harm.
Alright. Congratulations. There is an opening, though. There's an opening, but I will say it's on the upper floor, not the floor. Amelia, what would you like to do?
Well, unionizing isn't gonna work. I guess back to violence. Violence seemed to be the solution to most things here. So the one with the cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. I want to do this. How far away is he?
About half of the room's length.
All right.
You could get to him
How
if
many?
you run at him, but you can't reach him yet.
How many monsters are between? Like, how many other cultists are there in the room? Is it just that one?
How many cultists are there? Let's see here. A couple got blasted by the first shot. There's maybe 3 cultists.
All right. Is that the nearest one?
To you, probably. Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to rush at him, and I'm gonna try to claw at his tongue, because poetic justice.
All right. You would like to confront your danger head on. Give me a plus iron roll.
10.
Hot damn. All right. You are going to create an opening within the cultist, and let's see here. Oh no, right, you were burning. So you're going to be taking 2 regular harm and 2 acid harm.
1 regular harm, because I'm definitely taking 1 less harm.
Alrighty. Actually, you get to pick 2 because you rolled a 10.
Now, can I choose take 1 less harm twice?
No.
Oh. In that case, 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
I will be fearsome and commanding. They will only focus on me.
That's fair. Let's see here. I will tell you to mark a contamination though, because you were still covered in acid.
That's also fair.
I mean, there might be some more acid on that cleaver, but honestly, there was enough on you before. You're not quite sure. All right, there are openings everywhere, Sigismund.
I would like to take advantage of the opening on the guy who was tackling me.
All right.
So that's going to be iron again, because I am a knife man, apparently, despite being a mastermind. That is an 11.
Okay, knife man. Let's see here. You stab through some of these stitches, and it seems that his leg just pops off. And while he's still sort of flailing at you, it doesn't look like it'll be you aren't going to get tackled again anytime soon by this one.
Well, that's good.
All right. Amelia. What the fuck, unionizer?
Failed unionizer.
Yes. What would you like to do, failed unionizer?
Alright, so, have I ripped out this one's tongue yet? Because that's clearly the biggest trait is,
Oh, yes. Yes, you've ripped
excellent.
out his tongue, but
I turn to the other cultists. I'm like, if I can't speak, no one can speak. Now then, lay down your weapons and surrender.
let's see here. You know, I'm gonna call that a face the horde move from exploration. Give me a plus iron. Actually, no, you're talking at them, aren't you?
I mean, I'm also being scary and coming at them with vaguely holding a cleaver.
Do you want to be mostly scary, or do you want to be mostly trying to convince them with your words?
I'm mostly scary. I feel like that will be more convincing than my words. My words are not very good.
All right, then give me a plus iron roll.
Alright, that's an 8.
Ah! All right, 8. So pick 2. Either 1, they roar back and you suffer some harm, or you get some contamination, or you end up in a risky position, or there are more coming.
Alright, so I'll take a contamination
Okay.
and I'll end up in a risky position.
Alrighty. So you are trying to convince these cultists to back down, but as you do so, they seem to have you encircled. There are fleshy dudes behind you, cultists in front of you with whips and cleavers, and the dust seems to be doing something with your head.
Alright, I'm noticing that I'm feeling horribly off, and that I might actually not be able to handle this the way I would hope I would be able to. So I decided I should end this quickly. Instead of going the pacifistic intimidation route, I should just kill them with my claws. So I'm going to rush them.
All right. Would you like to confront them, or would you like
I'll
to?
confront them.
Okay. So basically, do you want to face the horde, or do you want to confront and make an opening?
I'll confront one at a time.
All right. Plus iron.
6.
All right. They are going to whip at you, keeping you away, and one of them grabs onto your wrist with a whip. Sigismund, things could be going better for your party. The dog's whining at you. Not really sure what to do.
I'd like to regret taking a reload on my gun. That was a dumb thing to do. I'm gonna head downstairs and see if I can find something worth stabbing. Any openings down there?
Unfortunately for you, no.
Alright, I'd like to size up Johnny Whitman, and see if I can locate a weak spot. Yeah, that's my plan.
All right, give me a plus glass.
So that's a 10.
Excellent. Pick one from the list for line it up.
Also, I just realized I fucked up some of my iron rolls earlier. Sorry. I had the wrong modifier on them. I'm gonna go with the foe makes me its highest priority and then regret that for the rest of this combat.
Alrighty then. Johnny Whitman seems to have grabbed Amelia, and now this idiot with the boomstick has run down. He doesn't know that you have to reload it, and seems to be hellbent on trying to take you out now.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna exploit that opening,
All right.
but I'm gonna go ahead and unleash the horrible powers of my bestial lineage to strike at him.
Yeah, definitely mark contamination, but go for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's one more blood for me.
I love how you two fight over how much blood you get.
We're just
Man.
keeping track. I'm at like 1 contamination and 1 blood, I think.
8. I'm at 2 blood and
Fucker.
no contamination now, I guess.
All right. Let's see here. The pollen seems to have died down, so you can see. And once you can, you leap for his throat, and no one is going to cage you. Let's see here. As you essentially pounce on this cultist, the whip goes flying out of their hand, and let's see here. It is going to smash open the light orange tank, basically hit it, and the super thick, goopy orange liquid is going to start flowing out of the tank.
Alright, I'm just gonna push him towards the goop.
All right, Sigismund, there's goop.
I'm gonna reload my gun.
That's fair. Two of the fleshy beasts seem to break off and they have now completely ignored you to start eating the orange goop on the ground.
Well, that's
Even the
horrifying.
dog has come down and is starting to sniff and lick at the orange goop.
Oh, that's bad.
What do you want to do about it? Do you want to
I
blast
pick up
more
the
holes
dog.
into the orange goop vat?
I pick up the dog and take him away from the orange goop.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to roll a plus iron to do that. The doggo does not want to leave.
I will not be denied. 8.
All right, you can definitely tell he's kicking at you, even though you do manage to drag him away. He wants to go back and drink the goop.
I'm like, no, bad dog. And I wave my claw at him. Not in a menacing way, just, I don't have fingers, so.
Doggo is now barfing at you, even louder.
That's fine, as long as he doesn't eat the goop.
The cultists seem to be screaming in a language you're not quite sure of, waving at the goop, waving at you, and then whipping towards the flesh beasts to move them away. One of them has essentially run back the way you came, and now there's only one cultist left, and the fleshy bits are concentrating on the goop. What do you want to do with the cultist?
I think it's about time for extreme violence. Or questioning. Should probably question him. I'm not very
That's
good
up
at
to
words, so
you.
I'd look at Sigus like, hey, wanna ask him something?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll put my blunderbuss up beside his head and go, "Where's the regent?" Or the acolyte. We're still hunting the acolyte at this point, right?
No, you're fighting the acolytes.
Okay, great.
The acolytes aren't always one dude.
That's
Sometimes
fair.
it's a group of
Where's
dudes.
the acolyte? I am the acolyte.
Give me one.
Yeah,
Good,
Where's the acolyte?
give me one good reason I shouldn't blow your head off right now.
Ha, ha. You might blow my head off, but he'll succeed. He'll succeed. He'll have the bees. The bees will get more. More
Get
of us.
more. Well, that's horrifying. I'd like to blow his head off.
You know, normally I would have you roll for this, but honestly, that thing is horrific at range, and I feel like it would just leave a cloud of blood mist instead. Congrats, you've murdered people? Question mark? I feel like I shouldn't congratulate you for that. But
Is this victory?
Yes, this is clearly victory. We are alive and they are not.
yeah, you guys can mark down that you have a +1 covenant between you two,
Great.
and you can use this place as a base. At the same time, you feel the ground shake beneath you, and a howl pierces the air.
We can also raise our blood.
Right.
You might as well, honestly.
2 blood, 1 contamination. There's nothing that could go wrong from having a high blood score.
In this game,
Nothing at all.
Nothing will go wrong.
So under your
I got
handout,
an hour left.
under the handouts that say contamination and blood.
Yep. Oh, we know. Don't worry.
Well, I'm just making sure that the viewers know. When you reach blood 5, the castle gains control of your mind and takes you over completely, and you become an acolyte.
Alright, so I'm just gonna increase my blood.
Okay.
The smart play.
Yep.
Just making sure y'all know.
Alright.
Alright, well, we got an hour
Great,
and 10
appreciate it.
minutes.
Yeah, you don't know where the regent is.
You haven't.
It's okay. I'm at blood 3. Now I'm definitely gonna find him.
Yeah, do we have to go through like the whole fucking sequence of getting to hold 3 to find a sanctuary again?
Yes.
Ugh.
You're gonna have to. You are gonna have to backtrack a bit, and also decide if you want to do anything about the bees that the cultist was talking about. How they were gonna get more.
Fuck
Okay,
bees.
look, we don't have time. We're traveling through the labyrinth. We're taking out this region, and hopefully that'll fix everything.
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna be rolling this?
Apparently it's Jesus.
Apparently, it's.
That's why I got all that blood.
All right. So you are going to take a bunch of the pre-antidote, and you're pretty sure that Sigismund can find you a book in the main library of how to finish it, because this isn't the same stuff. You tried some, it's not doing the same thing, but it tastes really similar. So if you do something to it, you can get it to work. So you've made your way back into the main hall, and there's got to be a book around here to find out how to make the antidote the rest of the way.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can find that. What would the roll be?
To find out the antidote stuff.
Yes.
All right. Uh, what would that be?
What was that?
Give me a sulfur.
So,
Your ability to tap into the occult, of which this definitely is. 6. You found maybe this section. You're not really sure. You're gonna need some help from Sigismund. If
Sigis, my
Sigismund,
smart friend, help me out.
unless Sigismund is instead looking for the way to the son of a bitch who's running this joint.
No, I'm gonna look for the son of a bitch who runs this joint.
All right, give me plus blood.
God, I love blood. 5. God, I hate not having enough blood.
I sigh. I guess we can probably find it after we kill him. So I will help in the search for the asshole who runs this place.
By the way,
9.
while you're looking for the next asshole Sigismund, you instead find empty treasure chests littering the room,
It's the worst kind of treasure chest.
and your dashed hopes just distract you from anything else.
Feels bad.
Amelia, you look over at your smart friend and sigh. He always gets this way when he sees empty boxing.
It's okay. I'm sure the next one will have something in it.
You squint, and there seems to be a banner in the back of the stage area, and the banner is flapping in the wind, but there aren't any windows nearby.
If the banner is flapping and there's no windows, the wind has to be coming from somewhere. So it's either from below or from above. I check those.
It's not actually true,
directions.
but sure.
You know what? My logic is not very good. Amelia is not the greatest of detective.
Sigismund, would you like to check out the banner that your friend is talking about?
Sure. Tell me about the banner.
It is a beautiful banner. It's got gold and silver threads. It depicts a werewolf in the full moonlight. and you see it flapping, and you see really, really dark area behind it. And you realize that it's probably flapping because there's an opening there now? Question mark?
Potentially haunted. That might sell for more.
Nice. I would like to check out the area behind the tapestry.
Alrighty then. Dun, dun, dun. Alright. So as you go to the area behind the tapestry, even though you just came from a great hall, you get chills up your spine. It is much, much colder here. The air is much more humid, and it's heavy. Along the passageway, there seem to be twisted wooden sculptures of either people in pain. There's one that looks like a large lizard walking on two legs. There's one of a plucked chicken that has on the bottom scribbled man.
Yeah, alright.
That's amazing.
And then there are a lot of statues of monkeys? Men? Monkey men? You're pretty sure.
That's clearly untrue. Clearly, humans descend from chickens. As this
Menkeys.
clearly proves.
I think it's pronounced mankey and primate.
Thank
The
you, Pi.
the doggo, by the way, does not seem to notice that the air is super heavy and his tail is wagging, possibly because you left behind all of the creepy shit in the lab.
I think it's just because he's a good boy.
I mean that too. But he's much happier now that you've left the creepy shit in the lab.
It's okay, there'll be more creepy shit.
Do you want to creep forward or do you want to just continue?
Push onwards to victory.
Yep.
Alright. So you break into a field and the doggo starts barking quite loudly and it's echoing. It's also what looks to be midnight. You can see the sky above you and it's completely dark. You know that it should be around noon based on the time that you left for the castle. So either time has sped up or you're no longer where you were. You're not really sure which.
That's unfortunate.
It sure
There
is dark
are-
for like 3 p.m.
Oh, I mean, there's the full moon out. That's fine.
The sun looks lovely today.
You can also hear bees, but they sound louder than they were even when you were in the middle of them.
Oh man. Doggo, stay inside. This is no place for you. You're too good for this.
Doggo does not want to, as you point towards there. He seems to think that you are going to throw a stick for him.
Do I find anything to throw?
Oh, this is a rainforest. There are plenty of things here.
I throw a stick and then I try to close the door so that he stays inside and away
There
from
is
the...
no door. There are only hinges.
Oh no.
But he does grab the stick and then he brings it back for you.
Alright, that's nice. That's good. Onwards towards the giant bees, I suppose.
Yep, onwards to the bee zone.
Are you looking for anything in particular or looking out for anything in particular?
Well, I'm looking out for bees. Personally, that seems like a pretty good idea to me.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to find, like, if I was the guy who ran this place, where would I be? And it wouldn't be out here, but it's fine.
You say that out loud, or
Yes, actually.
you hear
Hey,
snarling
Sigus.
from up above you somewhere.
I think I found them. They're up above somewhere.
Oh no.
There's like a bunch of trees and stuff, right? Can I like climb one to see if I can get a better
Oh, yeah,
view?
there are trees everywhere. Some of them
Excellent.
are gone, but the stumps are there. They haven't been cut, though. They haven't been chopped or anything like that. It looks more like they just exploded instead. So, like,
Lovely.
some of them, there's just burn marks on the ground, and then, like, a tree stump with jagged edges everywhere, like it was blown to bits. And then sometimes it'll just be normal ass trees.
Lovely. All right, I'm gonna try to climb one of the trees to see if I can get a better view and figure out where we are in relation to whoever is snarling.
By the way, the snarling that you hear is feline in nature, but really, really deep. Doggo seems to be barking a hell of a lot, just kind of jumping up the tree that you are trying to climb. Let's see here. Why don't you roll see clear to try and read a dangerous situation? So that is plus glass. Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright. Give me a plus glass roll when you can.
7.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So there's a list of questions that you can ask me, and I get to answer you. Questions like, which exit takes me to my goal? What is valuable here? What can the enemies here do? What should I be on the lookout for?
How many questions can I ask?
You get one.
Excellent. Um, which exit will lead me to my goal?
Or in this case, tree, but yes.
Yeah, where do I go?
Alright. You get up into the tree, you see an area that's got more of the exploded stumps than you've seen before, and it seems to be a little bit of a more open area, and then super dense brush behind that. You think that that would be where something would hide.
All right, I will lead Sigus in that direction.
Excellent.
So what's there?
Aye.
Sorry, joking. All right. The growling has only gotten louder. There is no chance at being stealthy about this because Doggo is only barking louder. Suddenly the growling subsides, and you hear a very raspy voice. Pretend this is a raspy voice because I'm not even going to attempt it. Fools, what have you done? You will be the hunted. We will see how well you can do at this. This castle is mine. It will not be yours.
So you're the asshole who owns this place. Excellent.
There's a snarl as you hear, no one owns anything. It is your foolish mind to think that is even possible. You will be the first to die.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. All right. Now then, I think you will be the first to die.
Yeah, so as you say this, there's a cloud that rolls in that smells sickly sweet, almost like corpses. And if you were going to try and use your freakish animal like tendencies to try and smell your way out of this, you are very, very mistaken, my friend. You cannot think of anything other than how terrible this is and smells. It's like when you pass a dead skunk on the road. And all of your windows were open.
True hell.
As I'm trying to think of some clever threat, I just stop and just kind of take a whiff and like nearly throw up. Like, oh god, this is horrible.
Basically.
I'd like to take aim at this bastard.
You're not sure where this bastard is. It's just sort of echoing throughout the forest.
Dang.
So you're gonna have to find this bastard first.
I would like to try and find this bastard.
Alright, give me C clear, so plus glass.
Alright. That's a miss.
Alright, you still get to ask one.
Do what?
It says on a
God.
miss, ask one and prepare for the worst.
Oh boy. I guess which exit takes me to my goal. Or yeah.
Yeah. So, good news is you have found the bastard. The bad news is you found them because they have leapt off of a tree and on top of you, and you are going to take 3 harm if you don't do something about it.
Well, that's terrible news. I would like to dodge.
Alrighty. Plus
Yeah.
Mercury.
I have +2 in that one. Nifty. That's a miss.
Alright. So you need to deal with your 3 harm.
I think I'm dead.
You can take wounds to minimize your harm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would
we
you
don't
like
have
me to
limp
give you a
right now, so-
rundown?
Yeah, I'll take the major wound and -3 harm. And frenzy.
Alrighty.
So I'm still at 2.
Congratulations. You now have a very, very angry beast. It is a large 4-legged animal about 12 feet long and another 3 feet of tail. Huge fangs. You thought it was a cat from the snarling you heard, but now that you look at it, it kind of looks like a wolf, and you're not really sure which one it is.
I step on its tail.
You go to step on its tail, and Doggo tackles you to the ground, and instead starts
Doggo,
nuzzling
no.
up to the huge beast.
Ah, shit.
Doggo, why?
Huge beast licks it on the head and nudges it back into the forest.
All right, that takes away my ideas.
Fools. My son has told me what you've been up to. You got your revenge. You have your antidote. Leave this place. Leave me to my plans.
You
You
know,
have
all
but a
right.
few weeks left of your precious Earth.
You know, if you hadn't told me that, I would have left. But I need Earth. Earth is kind of important to me.
It will still be here. You won't.
You see, I like being here, actually. Well, I don't really, but you know.
Nailed it.
You've completely convinced this beast of your intentions, and it tells you that humans have been nothing but a scourge upon this land. They must be eradicated.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, actually, no. Well, I like this one, but you know what? I don't really care much for the rest of them.
Then
While this
stay.
is
Stay here with me. Aid me. Perhaps you will be one of the last to be hunted then.
All right, I walked next to him as if his ally,
while this is
and
going,
I'd like to create an opening.
You son of a bitch. Give me. Actually, Garm, what were you gonna do while this talking was happening?
I was gonna try and create an opening, but no. If Jesus has got this under control, you know, who am I to?
Amelia, give me a plus Mercury so that there's the stealth and guile in this lining of it.
My dice rolls betray me. All right, what happens?
So you sidle up to the giant beast, and Puppo knocks you down again, borking. The beast above you snarls, smacks you with its tail, and you go flying to the other side of the field. Fool!
Ah,
You think I haven't
how is
been?
your tail that strong?
You think that I haven't been wooed by mortals such as yourself? Pah!
Okay, technically I'm not mortal, but
We'll take care of this my way then. You will all die, and then my plans will continue. And
I mean, weren't your plans gonna involve us dying?
it's going to turn to run back into the forest, probably to get more height to jump onto somebody else.
I'd like to confront.
Okay.
Face me like a man.
Yep. I'm gonna fire my gun at it.
I think the idea is it doesn't want to be anything like a man.
Yeah, that's
Face me like a cat wolf.
anyway. So that's iron.
Yep.
That's boogie. I got an 8.
Did you really need the +0?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got +0 for my iron. What do you want? I fucked it up earlier. So anyway, um, I want to pick him. I mean, it's gonna hurt me. That's how this move works. So I pretty much
Yes.
have to take. You roll with the blow, take 1 less harm. So I'm now at 4.
Yeah, it seems to snarl at you, basically throw a branch at you to bash you in the face with it. So that would be 2 harm, but you're going to take 1 less.
Okay, so I'm at 3 now, and
But you did break the branch it was going to jump on top of, so there is an opening while it scrambles back to its feet.
And I'm gonna take advantage of that opening.
All right, sounds great.
I'm gonna
How would
use
you like to
my
do that?
bestial bloodlines to try to destroy this foe with the dark power that flows through me.
Great.
10?
Look at those 4s.
4 is my lucky number, apparently.
All right. And are you just going to claw at it?
Yeah, basically, I'm clawing at it with like going as far into my tainted as I can.
All right. You hear what is basically laughter, as it says, "Yes, excellent. Just give yourself over to your bestial nature. Run with me. I'm sure my son would enjoy that. Then we..."
How are you this calm? I'm stabbing you.
Because he has more qualities than the acolytes, and you're gonna get fucked. Also,
Oh no.
you've used your bestial nature against the beast that hates humans.
I mean, I didn't say I was smart, but yeah, that was not the
Yeah,
best
I
idea.
know. You did rake one of its legs, and it seems to be limping ever so slightly on one of the back legs. So there is that,
Aha! I've removed his pounce attack.
basically. Unfortunately, he still got the one that does an assload of damage.
Probably should have aimed somewhere else. Alright, I'd like to tether to make sure he doesn't escape me.
All right, you tether to him, and he does not seem to like the idea that you are going to ride him like a common mule, and begins a very, very high pitched howl, almost like a scream. The field is now going to be full of bees. Because y'all didn't want to go back and kill them.
They didn't seem important at the time.
I told you they were probably there for guarding the place.
How are bees ever gonna come up again?
I
So,
figured we'd like win the mission, and then when we were escaping, we'd just get killed by the bees on our way out.
I mean, that would entirely been possible too. Seasmoon, what would you like to do about this bee-infested problem of yours?
Lament the fact that my gun isn't currently loaded. I'd like to reload my gun. Oh god.
All right. So you're gonna reload your gun, but at the same time, the bees are gonna swarm around you and make it very difficult for you to see much of anything else. They haven't done the thing where they all land on you and pick you up, but that's well within their ability to do so, given how close they are to you.
Well, that's good.
Amelia?
Alright, you need to reload your gun. I'm gonna go ahead and go for like... I'm gonna try to break his like throat, or at least his vocal cords. I don't want him calling in more bees.
So would you like to confront this danger head on to create an opening?
Yes.
Okay, give me a plus iron.
6.
I have bad news for you.
I know.
You go for the throat, and it whips its head around, and you fall off of the beast. And luckily, you don't get harmed from it, but it runs towards the trees to climb. You cannot see it anymore.
Wait, it runs with a broken leg? Damn.
Look, when you're 12 feet long, you don't have to run very fast.
That's valid.
Megafauna, man. Megafauna.
Alright. I'm sorry for talking you to go into this castle. I don't think we're gonna make it.
Bees.
Yes, the bees will definitely kill us.
I'd like to confront the bees.
All right. I would like to point out that you could technically flee.
Wait, can I face the horde against the bees instead?
Yes, but it will not create an opening on the bees.
Sure. I mean, I tear through them if I succeed.
Yes. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. I'd like to face the horde against the bees and shoot them with my gun. It's 9.
Nice. Then you get to pick 2.
I get some on me, mark contamination, which puts me at 2 contamination, 2 blood, and I end up in a risky position.
Alright, you're in a risky position because you've blasted or gotten rid of a whole bunch of bees, but you are in the middle of the open field with blasted trees.
Sounds like hell.
Amelia?
Alright, I'm gonna try to howl and roar at the bees to try to scare them off. I'm gonna confront them.
Alright, give me plus iron.
10.
Alright. Pick 2. You're either going to take less harm, the foe will focus only on you, or you do not mark contamination.
I will take less harm, and they will focus only on me.
Alright, they're focused only on you, which means
And
they
that's
are...
gonna fill up my contamination again, so I'm at 4 blood.
Oh god. So the swarm basically rises up to leave Sigismund alone and is going to then descend on you, but until then, there is going to be an opening.
Okay.
That was an opening on the swarm.
Yep.
I would
They're
like,
basically switching targets.
I would like to knife the ever-loving crap out of the swarm.
Poor thing.
Yeah, that doesn't actually make sense. Do I have anything I can light on fire?
I mean, you are in a forest.
Yeah, I'd like to light some shit on fire. Bees hate smoke.
Alright.
Is that,
I'll give you a plus glass, since that seems to be decent insight.
precise insight? So that's 10.
Nice. Alright. Congrats, you have pissed off the bees, and they're gonna go find something else to do.
Hell yeah. 8 bees.
Alright. We have to track down that massive beast whose leg I broke. Can't have gone too far.
Indeed. I'd like to reload my gun.
I'd like to travel the labyrinth.
Travel labyrinths or sea clear?
Whichever one helps me find him. I think I have a better travel the labyrinth roll, so if I can do that, definitely doing that.
This is the text for sea clear. Basically, if you roll it,
oh yeah,
whether on a hit or a miss, you can ask me a question. It's just depending on whether you hit or miss how good the answer is.
Oh man, that's a glass roll.
It's
not
true.
Good.
You still get answers though if you screw up.
I'll roll it. It's fine. All right, dice. I need your help on this one. 8.
Damn. All right, so you get to ask one of the questions up there.
Which? Oh man, that's okay. Which exit takes me to my goal? Where is he?
All right. So you cannot see the regent, but you can see a little gray speck running in and out in a certain area of the forest. That seems to be Doggo Friend jumping up trees, or trying to jump up some trees.
I'm sorry, he's Doggo enemy now.
Well, Doggo is probably also barking up the correct tree.
Excellent. Helpful.
You can't actually see the regent, but you're pretty sure the tree it's in.
All right. I'd like to attack the tree. I'd like to confront the tree. Because that's technically a descriptor of the regent at this point.
Or think. All right.
And I miss.
The tree quakes in fear. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. You hear a resounding crack above you, as if someone has broken off a good chunk of the tree. Sigismund,
Aha.
what would you like to do about this? You just heard what could have sounded like lightning hitting a tree and it breaking in half, or it could have been something else.
I would like to look up to where the tree just broke and see if I can size up the enemy and locate a weak spot.
Okay. Line it up.
That is a 10.
Nice. All right. You find an opening. Where is it? Or what is it?
Well, the regent's up there and getting ready to whip a fucking chunk of tree at me. Uh, I'd like to. I'd like to create an opening. The disadvantage I take is the foe makes me its highest priority.
Oh,
Amelia,
no.
get him!
I'd like to get him.
All right. So how would you like to strike at the foe? With stealth and guile? With physical force? With precise insight?
I
Or
think
with
Amelia.
sacrifice?
I think Amelia has shown that when tough gets tougher, she is only up to sacrifice. That is her only play.
All right, give me a plus sulfur roll.
Got you. And I've taken one contamination for it. 7.
I was gonna say with that one you don't even have to take the contamination because
Oh.
the foe is completely focused on someone else.
Excellent. I am not mind controlled yet.
You get a 7. All right, you are in fact going to destroy one of its qualities, and I get to pick one.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So good news is you've destroyed one of its qualities, and it's closer to
It's the
being
dog.
dead.
It's the dog.
No, the dog isn't actually one of its qualities.
Oh.
Where is it? The bad news is it has dropped what it was going to chuck at Sigismund for 4 damage on you.
Does more
Ow.
damage if it's dropped than if it's thrown?
Apparently,
It's
yes.
half of a tree, and gravity still works.
I guess.
Okay, so
So you're gonna have
2
to deal
armor.
with 4 harm.
So I have 2 armor. That's 2 damage.
Yep, I believe.
Alright, let's take that. It's the end game now. I'll take it.
Just be glad I didn't pick +1 harm for the rest of the fight.
Thanks, bye.
All right. The doggo seems to be very, very pissed about this. And you hear rustling above you as the beast switches trees. And then you hear rustling as you feel a thump onto the ground. What are you going to do?
I'd like to create an opening by heading towards the thumb of the ground. I'm guessing you fell.
Would you
And,
like to do so in a way that gets you harmed or does not get you harmed?
I mean, you say it like that, but I'm assuming that I should probably get harmed.
No, it
Seems like
doesn't really matter. So you can line it
Oh,
up, which allows you to size up the enemy, locate a weak spot, which is plus glass, or you can confront the enemy and do plus iron, which throws them off balance and creates an opening, but you also take
oh,
their attack.
I mean, looking at my glass stat. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and confront the enemy.
Right.
And it wouldn't have mattered. It
That
wouldn't have
glass
mattered
stat,
either way.
no. So you do not create an opening, but you
I'm
do
gonna.
find them as they knock you to the ground
Ow.
and leap towards the open field
Oh
to
no.
take you out, basically.
How much damage did they do?
That is going to do 3 harm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a major wound.
All right. Would you like fleeting advantage on your next attack by frenzying, or would you like to play possum and make it focus on your friendo?
Nah, I'll frenzy.
Okay. So next attack you do, you get to roll 3 dice and take the highest 2. Sigismund, who the beast is out in the open now, at least.
Great.
There's no opening though.
That's great. I would like to line it up and try and create an opening.
Okay.
But that's a 9.
It is a 9. You get to pick what the opening is and then pick 2 things.
Alright, I'm gonna pick the opening only lasts a few moments and attempts to use the opening without one weapon perk have disadvantage, and I'm going to make that slashing. Or the hell were the claws? Piercing?
The claws.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
The claws tether.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all they do? Alright.
They're also close range.
They're close, which is the flaw.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Tether then for the required perk for using that.
Okay. What kind of opening is this? Is this taking advantage of something with the environment? Is there some flaw in their stance or how they're
It's taking advantage
attacking?
of one of the previous wounds.
Okay, so probably making it pointing out the limp that's more pronounced.
Yeah.
All right.
I rage in, trying to take advantage of that
All right.
weakened limb.
Give me 3d6 plus I guess either iron or sulfur.
Sulfur it is. Nah, wait, no. 3 plus 3
6.
plus
That would be an 8.
8.
Thank God that you had advantage.
Yes.
All right. Your opening is gone. It only lasted for a bit. But you are going to take out its ability to climb trees. Because basically you rip even more into the one leg, making it completely useless instead of mostly useless. And let's see here. Oof. You're going after it with your claws, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. It's
That's
going to
all I
whip its
have.
head around and bite your other arm. And you're going to be taking 3 harm.
All right, I think that's the end of Amelia.
So how much harm did you have before?
I have 3 right now,
Okay.
and I have a major wound.
All right. You can take a minor wound to do -1 harm.
Which will still put me at 5 out of 5, which is still dead.
So let's see here. What thing did I put that under? So you're not necessarily dead, you're just mostly dead. If you hit 5
Excellent.
harm.
I'm only mostly dead.
So
Gotcha.
if you go under what can I do on my turn, under harm, basically minor wound, you get one effect, which I will type out in chat.
See, Edge of Life. When you're dying, Squirtle, die, or be mortally wounded. Okay.
Yeah, that's because I hadn't gotten back to that one yet.
Yeah.
Shush.
Normally you can use your like death move, but the founders don't have them.
Because you're the founders, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when you take a minor wound, you reduce 1 harm and pick one of these effects. And then, let's see here, Edge of Life. I'm just copying. No. All right, Edge of Life, you are on the verge of death, and you can either just die or you collapse unconscious until the current danger passes, i.e., you hope that Sigismund can finish it. And you are basically mortally wounded and cannot do anything unless another explorer is aiding you.
I'll be only mostly dead. That seems fitting.
All right, so it's gonna bite your arm, rip it basically off, or at the very least dislocate it, and the shock of the pain is just gonna knock you out.
All right.
Alrighty, Sigismund, this could be going better for you, buddy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it could also be going better for Beastie, who seems to be having a lot of trouble moving around.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and line up where the fuck I can knife it and bring this to an end.
Alright.
That's it's an 11.
Holy shit, alright. You know where to hit it, and it's from the bad side, probably from behind.
Alright.
You get to pick one.
Well, the foe makes me its highest priority, because, well, there's only me.
Alright, that's fair. I mean, it could have technically run away, possibly to lick its wounds.
Yeah, well, bring him, motherfucker.
Alright, motherfucker is going to... Let's see here. You can't run into a tree and drop another tree, which is very sad. Let's see here. Alright, it is going to use the last of its strength to pounce onto you, knocking you to the ground. But because it is wounded, this is going to do 2 harm instead of 3.
Alright. I would like to try dodging it.
Alright. That would be Mercury.
Okay. That's... What? Sorry, I'm apparently not very good at remembering which my rolls are which. That's an 8.
Alright, pick one. I assume you're going to pick avoid taking harm, but I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, avoid taking harm.
Alrighty. You have avoided landing on top of an exploded stump, which would most certainly hurt your back.
Alright.
What are you going to do? There's a beast right up in your grill.
I would like to stab the crap out of it.
Alrighty. Stab the crap out of it then.
5. No, I'd like to burn my relic, which will give me advantage.
Alright.
Which, frankly, I probably should have called before that, but hey.
I didn't tell you what happened to it yet, so...
10 total.
10. Holy shit. Alright. It is about to eat your throat out, And as it looms in, you take your dagger, jam it through its mouth, and out the back of its skull.
Fuck
Mind
yeah.
you, your arm is still in its mouth, but it collapses on top of you, dead.
Holy shit.
And yes, it was in fact the last fucking one. So, I I've got some news for you. You go over, you help Amelia up and start patching up wounds. And as this is happening, you hear Doggo bark and then whine and run away. You look over and there seems to be a silvery saucer almost. It's mostly a flat rock with a divot in it, but it is glowing not insignificantly. And you feel the earth shudder beneath you as you look at this. Amelia has at least. She's still in shock, don't get me wrong, but you both know that if you stay here, the castle will crumble to the ground. Unless you. Maybe this thing will help?
I'd like to take the thing.
Amelia, do you want to let him take the thing?
Yeah,
Actually,
that seems fair.
wait, what are both of your blood stats?
2.
4 with 2 contamination.
Fuck.
Okay then. So you
Kill me.
go
Just
towards
leave me to die.
you go towards getting the thing, and Amelia grabs onto your leg and yanks you back. Amelia, you have never wanted this more than anything else. This will heal you absolutely and completely. It will give you all of the power that you desire. It will make your dreams come true, but only if you can get to it first.
Alright, buddy. Time to die.
Welp. And then cut to blood splatter on a wall, I assume.
What do you mean?
I assume Amelia's killing me and taking the grail.
Well,
I mean,
you
I'm gonna
went
try.
back.
Not in this state, no.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you
I'm
can.
also pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, you're both fucked up. So like,
No, I think the best ending is let it fucking happen.
all right. So you get
Alright.
tossed onto a shattered stump. Sigismund and Amelia, you're gonna go for the glowing thing that seems to have risen
I'd like
up.
to end this poetically. After pretty much after dooming Sigas to die, I kind of like crawl towards the thing that will save my life, and as I'm kind of reaching for it, I just kind of pass out from blood loss, just like right out of my fingertips,
Oh no. This thing has
and
been
we.
moving. It wanted you to want it.
I mean, I
So
did want it, but I didn't make it.
oh don't worry. So you with the highest blood will be granted one wish from the Grail, and I will type these out for you. So you can ask the Grail to give you one wish. You can ask for life everlasting, where you cannot die. You can ask for the resurrection of one person from the dead. You can ask for wealth beyond anything, insight, world peace, or purification. What do you want?
The sick is dead yet?
No, just
Okay.
horrified.
That's fair. All my life, everyone has said that I am nothing but a monster. And you know what, Sigus? Maybe they were right. But you know what the great thing about monsters are? They can unite people. I'm gonna choose world peace. I'm gonna create world peace by making all humans decide to, instead of, fighting themselves and having wars and such, go to war with this castle.
All right. So, good news is that your your family, have a better understanding of Sigismund, and Sigismund will do their best to honor them, or at least not piss them off further. And the castle crumbles to the ground. And your victory is short lived, because as the grail starts shrinking, Amelia, you are shrinking with it. It's taking you.
Oh yeah, but
And
I mean,
you know that when you come back, and you will be the next regent of this castle.
but in the meantime, world peace. I'll take that as a victory.
There's world peace, but when you come back, it will be your goal to undo it completely.
Yeah, hopefully, I have faith in my descendants to take me out.
Congratulations, folks. You have managed to slay the regent and sacrifice Amelia to the heart of the castle.
We did it. We saved the city.
Yeah.
Also, I could not have timed your near deaths better if I wanted to.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
pretty good.
great.
That was a lot of fun.
So yeah, if we end up running this further, I will either have you come back to play the Regent, Jesus, or get some information on your character for what they would want to be doing.
I'd love to do either. I would be honestly super happy.
Man, I also don't know when the next one starts. Think about it.
Not
In
long.
like 10 minutes, I think.
Holy shit! You mean I don't have like an hour left? Thank
Yeah, you
God.
pretty much nailed it.
I'd like to thank Jay for making an awesome fucking game full of absolute horror and fun mechanics.
Yeah, Giles does a lot of really cool work. Check her out at ufopress.co.uk for Legacy, which is what this is based on, and its various other variants.
Hell yeah. There's a post-apocalyptic version. I believe there's a more sci-fi one.
There's a couple of more sci-fi ones. Yeah.
There's like one that's kind of western-y almost. I don't really know how to.
Um, not sure. There's a lot.
Yeah. The base ones, I believe, also have Roll20 sheets, so you don't actually have to program stuff. Like they have nice sheets that have things so that you can push a button and roll things.
It's
It's
true.
great.
Oh, and her new project, Voidheart Symphony, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Rhapsody of Blood, is currently on Kickstarter.
You want to pop that in chat or Twitter or something, John?
Yep.
Oh, I'm so happy I didn't fuck anything up majorly.
I did
Hopefully.
great.
I mean, we all did, to be honest. But that's
Yeah, I
fine,
fucked up
yeah.
like all of my rolls.
Hey, we got
Fucked
to
up
the
like
end.
half
It's
the
alright.
plot, but I think we made it.
I just more amused that y'all skipped bees as opposed to anything else.
B
I
skip
mean, it
saves a
didn't
lot of
seem
time.
like that big a deal.
Uh,
It's
By the way-
those speedrunning strats.
Yep.
Fun fact, had you done more digging around in the lab, you would have found out that the lab had created the bees to
Makes
serve the
sense.
castle. And I based it and the surrounding areas off of Brazil, where they created the Africanized honeybees.
And fuck
Basically,
those guys.
they wanted to make honeybees that were better at living in warmer environments, which they did because they Africanized them, since bees can live great in Africa where it's also warm. They also made them hella aggressive, and I believe 20 queens escaped the lab in Brazil and have been a nuisance ever since because they're really aggressive and really good at it. And they've made their way through, I believe, the southern US.
And remember, people, you should never play God.
So yeah, that's what I based the castle off of.
That's pretty cool. And yeah, now we just got a little bit of time to kill until the others show up. Or Noble Rod, which should be starting in like 7 minutes.
Yep. Do you want to put us on the coming up soon screen?
We're already there.
I'm so smart. Alrighty then. I'm gonna hop off of voice, I think. I might pop in later if we're still waiting. But...
Just before you do leave, thank you very much, Pi, for running that session for us. You did a great job.
Hearts.
Thanks, bye.
Thanks for being with us, Jesus. We don't get to play with you nearly as often as we'd like.
Yeah.
It is really hard with my schedule, but I'm really glad I made the time for it.
Me too.
Heart.
And I can't leave because I have to wait until I hand over for the next game.
Because you're the one that's streaming? Question mark?
Yep.
Alrighty then.
So if you have any questions for me, Garmbreak 1, feel free to ask them.
Or I guess any for the rest of us, and Garm can pass them on.
Yeah.
I will see you all later past my bedtime when I'm going to be in Garm's game.
Yeah.
Garm, you can chill for like donation stuff.
Yeah. If you enjoy what you watch and you have some monetary cash units to spare, please consider donating. All the proceeds from today will be split between Carver and I to keep us eating food and, you know, having a place to live and electricity and stuff. Or consider subscribing to the Patreon at patreon.com/Midgardia for similar reasons, or subscribing to us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Midgardia, which, if you're watching us on Twitch, I guess that's where you are. Yeah.
And like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, and like and subscribe on YouTube, and yeah, I was gonna say we don't have like an Instagram or anything. We're on Twitter, twitter.com/MidgardiaRPG. But yes, we love doing these things for people, and we hope that we can keep doing them pretty much for a very long time. Between this and the maps Carter makes, which you can find on the Patreon, and the interviews I do with creators like Jay Iles or Audrey Stoles or any of those kind of people, which you can find on our YouTube. Oh Jesus, oh glory. Thank you for the 200 bits. Bye. Yeah. Yeah. Funds go to us producing all of this bizarre content that you people seem to enjoy. I haven't eaten enough today, and I'm very twitchy, so I'm running out of things to say.
You could always review what we just played.
Yeah, Rhapsody of Blood, pretty good. My review.
Not even out of 10.
Pretty good out of 10.
All right, so I'm gonna step in here and
Garm
give a
break one,
better.
everyone.
I'm gonna give a longer review. I feel like it had really good elements to kind of keep the story going. I never felt like I was constrained by the limited moves we could do. So honestly, yeah, 8 out of 10. Good shit.
Yeah, it has a lot of experience designing this kind of thing, and it really shows. I know that we ran into some like confusion about what to actually do when we were playing that Legacy Titanomachy one shot, and I never felt like that here. It felt like there was direction, but not like you are like Jesus said, not like you're constrained to like here are 3 things you can do.
And yeah, the classes all seem fairly different. They have their own kind of unique effects, which keep the main theme in mind. So that was pretty fun to read through.